Chapter 1291. Within the Universe Ocean. In the depths of the endless primal chaos, a tomb ship hovered there. In another direction, a blood-colored pagoda appeared out of thin air. The blood-colored pagoda transformed into a blood-colored stream of light and flew towards the tomb ship. When it got close, it disappeared into thin air. Golden Horned Beast. Within the palace, Luo Feng, who was carrying the stone blade, looked at the golden-horned beast before him. As they exchanged glances, their gazes were filled with determination. War, Luo Feng said softly. When the creator of the huge axe fell, Luo Feng was very clear. This period of time will be the most important period of time for humanity. The universe lords that were scattered in the universe, sea, and primal planets all rushed back. The golden-horned beast that was sent to retrieve Jeff Fanzi's remains in the universe boat naturally had to be recalled. After all, the golden-horned beast had the Wu killer wings and the star pagoda. These were equivalent to two absolute treasures. It was an absolute battle strength in a battle that would decide the fate of the entire race. Such a battle strength was definitely indispensable. If it's war, my body and the golden-horned beast can both fight at the same time, Luo Feng thought. His body had the strongest blood shadow blade in hand. It was suitable for attacking. He could even fight the strongest in the universe one-on-one. The golden-horned beast clone had the Slayer Wu wings. The Slayer Wu wings were imbued with the god's bloodstains, which were extremely effective against normal universe lords. And with the Star Pagoda's protection, it could fight one against 100 and 1,000, two different battle styles. Come, Luo Feng thought. He had long prepared. Maybe in the universe ocean, against the strongest of the universe, he would be at a disadvantage. Because of his god energy, he would be at a disadvantage. However, in the primal universe, there was a limit. The pinnacle of level 6 was already the limit. Every universe's strongest could only unleash that level of strength before being suppressed by the primal universe. The strong suppression made Luo Feng dare to fight even with the blood shadow blade. It was a pity he could only fight. He couldn't delay the opponent. The initiative was with him. After meeting up with the golden-horned beast, he sat on the tomb boat and swiftly rushed back to the primal universe. This round trip took a total of 18 days. Primal Universe, Primal Chaos City, within the city leader's residence. Teacher, Luo Feng saw the ferocious clone of the Primal Chaos City leader. I'm back. The Primal Chaos City leader nodded. There hasn't been any movement from the other races recently. There hasn't been any news of the huge axe creator's fall, right? Luo Feng asked. Still nothing. The Primal Chaos City Lord nodded. Maybe it's because the time is too short. Our race keeps it a secret. Even though a large amount of undyings are moving, if it's the lower levels, they would only feel chaos. Moreover, being able to see the miniature universe of gigantic axe in the cosmic sea also depends on luck. Luo Feng nodded. If one was lucky, perhaps no one would pass through the giant axe universe in 10 or 100 years. If he was unlucky, a certain lord of the universe might pass through the membrane of the primeval universe and discover a small universe. It's best if we don't get discovered, the longer the better. Primal Chaos City Master laughed. If we can give birth to another universe's strongest warrior, that would be great. Bringing back your two supreme treasures safely is already a great contribution. Luo Feng nodded, after which he couldn't help but ask, Teacher, the distribution of the two treasures. Let's talk in the virtual universe. The Primal Chaos City leader said. Oh, Luo Feng was helpless before when he tried to persuade his teacher. However, it seemed like his teacher had already made up his mind to give the two treasures to Darkness Lord and Pengong Leader. Luo Feng didn't agree to this, as the treasures were obtained by him. Naturally, he had to consider his opinion. Hence, the teacher and disciple had already agreed to discuss with Pengong Leader and Darkness Lord before making a decision. Virtual universe. It was still the long stone table in front of the huge axe shrine. There sat 4 silhouettes. They were the Primal Chaos City leader, Darkness Lord, Pengong Leader, and Luo Feng. The four of them were currently the strongest of the entire human race, and were also the four pillars of the human race. The two supreme treasures have been brought back. The primal chaos city leader smiled. They're the Black Prison Pagoda and the Yanjun Rod. The characteristics of the Black Prison Pagoda, junior brother, Peng Gong, you too should know. I feel that it suits you very well. Me? Darkness Lord was stunned. No matter how cold he was, his heart couldn't help but tremble, because these were absolute treasures. Senior brother, Darkness Lord said, no need to reject. The primal chaos city leader nodded. Your strength is about the same as mine. If it was a head-on battle, you might be a little weaker. However, the Black Prison Pagoda's support for me is mainly defense. And for you, in terms of attack, you'll be able to use it extremely well. Only in your hands can I unleash even more of its power. And Peng Gong, the Yanjun Rod, out of us, only you are the most proficient in rod attacks. The primal chaos city leader said, you don't have to reject this. Peng Gong leader hesitated slightly. Yes, the strongest of the human race. He was the only one proficient in rod attacks. In a crucial moment for the human race, he himself wouldn't reject it. However, if that was the case, wouldn't he and Darkness each get one? What about primal chaos? Over the countless years, the primal chaos city leader was publicly acknowledged to be second only to Huge Axe. He had the highest hopes of becoming the strongest in the universe. Then primal chaos you, Peng Gong said. Teacher, Luo Feng hesitated too, not knowing how to persuade him. If he could, the last time they met, it was enough. This isn't just my decision, it's also teacher's decision. The primal chaos city leader finally spoke. The ancestors' decision. Luo Feng, Peng Gong, and Darkness were all shocked. Suddenly, a white-robed man appeared on the long, empty stone table, causing Luo Feng and the others to turn and shout respectfully, Ancestor, teacher. Looking at this white-robed man, Luo Feng's recent nervousness and pressure relaxed a little. The human race still had the ancestor. Even though he was eternally suppressed, he still gave humanity the primal universe as a place to retreat to. Your strengths are not bad. The ancestor looked at Luo Feng and the others. If you were given time, along with Luo Feng's ancient civilization system guidance, the four of you all have hopes of becoming the strongest in the universe. It's a pity what humanity lacks the most right now is time. If it's just against any other power, with your strengths and your ultimate treasures, there's no need to fear. However, Luo Feng obtaining the Duan Dong River inheritance is equivalent to humanity obtaining it. Huge axes fall this time. The ancestors' eyes were filled with sorrow. The strongest in the primal universe. I'm afraid there aren't many that wouldn't be moved. Our human race will face attacks from almost every power in the primal universe, be it in the open or in the dark. Don't be afraid of anything else. With your strengths, even against the strongest in the universe, under the restrictions of the primal universe, you don't have to fear them. The ancestor said, the only thing I'm afraid of is you being sealed. Sealed? Luo Feng and the others' expressions changed. Yes, even with other treasures, or even ultimate treasures, they could still be sealed. The moment they were sealed, as long as they were brought to a small universe, they would naturally be easily killed. And the strongest that could withstand the seals were the Star Tower and Black Prison Tower. The ultimate treasure palaces, when they were sealed against each other, it would depend on which was stronger. 2 or 3 strongest in the universe working together. One is to trap you, making you unable to escape. The second is to directly suppress and seal you. The ancestor shook his head and sighed. The moment you're sealed, it'll be too late. Hence you all have to be wary of this. Sealing you is easy. However, sealing one of the strongest in the universe is difficult. Luo Feng and the others nodded. Right. Even if the space ripples couldn't teleport, the speed of the strongest in the universe could swiftly exceed the limits of the origin laws. They had complete control over the battle. They could leave and fight whenever they wanted. However, our human race has the ability to. The ancestor emphasized, this time we've acquired the Black Prison Tower, Luo Feng too has the tomb boat. We can make good use of them. In this battle, we'd rather retreat at the start, but the moment we attack, we have to be vicious. Make the other races feel pain and fear. That'll be effective. At least we'll scare away the weaker races that are here to take advantage of us. The Primal Chaos City leader, Darkness Lord, Peng Gong, and Luo Feng all nodded. Yes, the 9 great superpowers of the primal universe. And many other top powers, like the Thorn Ring Alliance, etc. They were afraid that when the time came, many other powers would think the human race was easy to bully and surround them. That would be terrifying. The treasure distribution this time. The ancestors said, Darkness takes the Black Prison Tower, Peng Gong takes the Yanjun Rod. As for Primal Chaos, he'll guard the primal region. He won't easily make a move. If he makes a move, it would mean our human race is facing its final despair. Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Peng Gong hesitated. Finally, they all nodded. They all understood what the ancestor meant. Obviously, the expedition would depend on the 3 of them, and the Primal Chaos City leader would guard the primal region. Time passed. The human race had always been cautious and careful. However, the death of the huge Axe Founder, the various races of the primal universe, and the large powers of the Universe C had yet to discover. Universe C, East Emperor's Sacred Land Universe. The vast East Emperor's Sacred Land Universe was very remote. Luo Feng chose to trade in the broken universe that was closer to the primal universe. However, it was much further from the East Emperor Sacred Land. Even though the North True Star Lord teleported much further, he still had to wait a full month and a half after Luo Feng returned to the primal universe before returning to the Sacred Land. Within the North True Star Lord's palace. The North True Star Lord stood within the palace, and in mid-air floated a silhouette. It was the East Emperor ancestor that appeared out of nowhere, glowing green. Ancestor. The North True Star Lord bowed respectfully. I've obtained the Memory Stone. Give it to me. The East Emperor ancestor gazed at the North True Star Lord, his eyes filled with desire. Yes. North True Star Lord flipped his hand, and a black stone appeared. It was the Memory Stone. East Deity, Primogenitor, waved his hand, and the Memory Stone appeared in front of him. East Deity, Primogenitor looked at the Memory Stone in his palm, and his gaze changed. He desired it too much. After which, a beam of light shot out from his palm and enveloped the Memory Stone. Instantly, a large amount of information from the Memory Stone surged into East Deity Primogenitor's mind. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1292. East Deity Primogenitor closed his eyes and read through the huge amount of memories. Beside him, the North True Star Lord watched nervously. He was very clear how much importance the ancestor placed on this deal. If anything went wrong, it would be troublesome. Ancestor, in the endless reincarnation eras, he would occasionally appear. And this time, to break the East River inheritance, he appeared frequently, even saying that he was willing to pay any price. I hope this Memory Stone will do as the ancestor wishes. After a while, the East Emperor ancestor skimmed through at high speed, much faster than Luo Feng. He also skimmed through many of the lower levels of training experience, directly starting from the strongest of the universe. Silence. Even the drop of a needle could be heard. Oomph. The East Emperor's eyes opened fiercely, a terrifying flame burning within. Ancestor. North True, Star-Lord spoke. Damn it, damn that human Milky Way. The East Emperor gritted his teeth. Ancestor, this Memory Stone? North True, Star-Lord's heart trembled. This Memory Stone indeed has information on the strongest of the universe. The East Emperor laughed coldly, and it's quite rich. However, the training experience recorded within isn't even as profound as my own. At most, it's a special training experience, walking a special path. He hasn't even reached my level. What's the use of giving it to me? What's the use of giving it to me? The East Emperor's cold voice caused the surrounding space to tremble. North True Star-Lord's face was filled with rage. ancestor, this human Milky Way actually dared to play with our East Emperor sacred land, daring to cheat us of our two ultimate treasures. We must make him regret it. Regret how? The East Emperor looked at North True Star Lord. You're going to the primal universe. North True Star Lord was stunned. From the other reincarnation eras, including the two sacred lands, not a single warrior dared to barge into the primal universe. The moment a non-primal universe life form entered, it would be courting death. Then we'll let him get two ultimate treasures out of thin air? North True Star Lord was unwilling too. East Deity Progenitor was deep in thought. Maybe the North True Star Lord was unwilling to give up the two ultimate treasures and felt his heartache. But what kind of foresight did East Deity Primogenitor have? He didn't care about those two supreme treasures at all. It didn't matter if he lost two of them. What he was angry about was that he'd been longing for so long. He had thought that he would be able to see a memory stone that contained even more profound cultivation experience. But in the end, the cultivation level of the memory stone wasn't even comparable to his. His hopes were dashed. I can't accept this. Fall out with Luo Feng? However, the ancestor understood, too, that Luo Feng had no way of viewing the experiences of the strongest warriors in the universe, which meant Luo Feng indeed had the sincerity to take out a memory stone that had a very high level of experience. However, Luo Feng himself wasn't sure just how profound the training experience in the memory stone was. Maybe it's just bad luck? Maybe this Luo Feng has a memory stone with even more profound training experiences? East Emperor Ancestor still had a thread of hope. Then, a token appeared in his palm. It was a communication token. Luo Feng. East Emperor Ancestor immediately communicated. In the distant primal universe, within the City Lord's mansion, Luo Feng was drinking alone in a quiet hall. At one end of the hall was the railing outside. Leaning on the railing, he could see almost half of Primal Chaos City. Even though he seemed relaxed, in truth, over 99% of his consciousness was within the inheritance space of the tomb boat. A god energy clone was there focused on comprehending the beast god path. The god body in the ninth abyss, Luo Feng had long since made it collapse on its own. That was because the ninth abyss highest technique, within the inheritance of Broken East River, one could find even more detailed and systematic engraving techniques, which allowed him to have a vast amount of engravings to study. Right now, the fastest way to raise his strength was to become a universe lord as soon as possible. However, even if he reached a bottleneck, no matter how strong his foundations were, when he truly broke through, he would be stuck for hundreds or thousands of years, or even tens of years. Of course, if he was lucky, he might be able to break through in one go. However, Luo Feng still hadn't reached the true bottleneck. Back when he stopped training, he stopped near the bottleneck. With the 10,000 times time acceleration in the inheritance space, Luo Feng thought, 1 year is equivalent to an era outside. No matter how slow it is, in less than a few decades, I'll become a universe lord. Luo Feng frowned. The North True Planet Leader gave me a tag? Why is he contacting me now? Don't tell me the memory stones I gave him have results. He had long prepared for the 3 pieces of memory stones that he had traded with the East Deity Sacred Ground. They all had cultivation experiences that surpassed the strongest in the universe. It was just that these 3 pieces were not qualified to be categorized as part of the core inheritance. Actually, it was destined that their cultivation experiences were profound, but not that profound. At least they weren't even as strong as the East Broken River. Because the experiences of the East Broken River level were all part of the core inheritance. With a flip of his hand, the tag appeared. Luo Feng. The message resounded. North True. Luo Feng replied. I'm East Emperor. The message continued. Luo Feng was shocked, after which he shivered. East Emperor? The most ancient being in the universe, see? Looking at the size of the small universe, he should be the strongest being in the universe, see? I didn't expect the East Emperor Ancestor to contact me, and even say my name. It's my honor. Luo Feng said. Normally, the other reincarnation eras called themselves the human Milky Way, Those that called them Luophone were few and far between. Two absolute treasures, how is it? The East Emperor Ancestor said. Very good, Luophone replied. It's a pity one of them is a rod-type attack treasure. If it were a domain type or a palace type, that would be much better. Your request, I've done it. However, my request, you've disappointed me. The East Emperor communicated. The memory stone you gave me, even though it contains the experiences of the strongest warriors in the universe, it's pitifully little. It's useless to me. Luophone said, I'm really sorry, it's just that I'm unable to see the contents of the strongest warriors in the universe. Hence, I naturally don't know how profound it is, whatever you say. I can't refute. You mean, I'm lying? The East Emperor Ancestor was a little angry. That's not what I mean. Luophone explained. I'm only saying, I only know that the experience in the memory stone definitely exceeds the strongest in the universe. That's all. I can guarantee with my reputation, the experience in this memory stone doesn't even reach my current level. The East Emperor Ancestor said, It's useless to me, hence my request is for you to give me another memory stone, and I'm not willing to give any other absolute treasures as collateral. Luophone was shocked before. Why would the East Emperor Ancestor use his reputation? Now that he understood, this East Deity Primogenitor didn't want to obtain the supreme treasure and wanted to obtain the next memory stone. East Emperor Ancestor, this won't do, Luophone said. Firstly, I'm not sure if you're real or fake. You want to get a second memory stone without paying any price? No way, Luophone said. What's more, we had an agreement back then. The first time was 2 absolute treasures. If you want a second time, you'll have to pay 4, not 1 less. I've said before, your first one has no use to me. The East Emperor Ancestor said. Do you think I'd lie to you? East Emperor was furious. If he wasn't truly thirsting for more experience, why would he waste so much time talking to Luophone? He thought highly of himself. How would he even look up to Luophone? The only thing Luophone had that he cared about was the inheritance from Duandong River. I don't care if the East Emperor Ancestor lies or not, Luophone said straightforwardly. 1 sentence. Everything will go according to the original agreement. If you want the second memory stone, you'll have to give me 4 absolute treasures. Oof. The East Emperor Ancestor raged, immediately cutting off the communication. Luophone looked at the message tag in his palm, after which he shook his head and kept it. East Emperor? Luophone laughed coldly. An old punk that will never be able to leave the sacred land universe. Your reputation is worthless to me. You can't even compare to a precious treasure, and you still want to make empty promises to get a second memory stone? Watch, Luophone thought. He knew early on that this East Emperor Ancestor obviously wanted more experience. Then, as long as he truly desired it, this desire would eventually make the East Emperor Ancestor agree. Let's see whose patience is the best, Luophone thought. The vast primal universe in one of the universe membranes. Rumble. A majestic silhouette rushed out of the universe membrane. A small hole appeared in it. However, it quickly recovered. This towering figure had 2 huge curved horns that pierced upwards. It had long blood-red hair, and its entire body was covered in a layer of green scales. Its chest was covered in black scales, and it had 6 eyes on its face. Hidden beneath its seemingly pointy ears was a pair of very small ears. He wielded a peculiar weapon and surveyed his surroundings. It's still best to charge straight from my god country, charging out of the primal universe. Why must I run to the universe's largest black hole? It's too far. The Ba-Lion leader muttered hoarsely. Let's go to the pinnacle world. Shwa. After which he teleported forward. After about half an hour, the Ba-Lion leader suddenly stopped in the vast chaos energy. He saw a majestic, huge mini-universe in the distance. This is the creator's mini-universe. Every time I go to the pinnacle world, I pass by here. Why does it give me the feeling that something's wrong this time? The Ba-Lion leader muttered, because of the distance and the fact that the creator's mini-universe had just begun to collapse. The space within had completely collapsed. The surface had many cracks and holes. However, it still maintained a perfect sphere shape. The cracks were very small, unnoticeable from afar. Only it felt different. The mini-universe of the past was filled with power, filled with life. And now, this mini-universe had no life, no pressure. Naturally, this made the Ba Lion leader feel something was wrong. The Ba Lion leader immediately teleporting not far from the mini-universe. The Lord of Ba Lion's 6 eyes widened as he looked at the huge, miniature universe in front of him. There were some cracks on the surface of this miniature universe, and there were some holes in it. The chaotic currents from the cosmic sea surged in endlessly. Through the holes, he could see some shattered continents inside. Huge axe? Fallen? The Ba Lion leader was stunned. If you like this work, please come come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1293. The Ba Lion leader wasn't a normal being that lived in the huge axe universe. Many of the humans who personally witnessed the collapse of the sky and space didn't understand what it meant. But how could the Ba Lion leader not understand? One of the strongest beings in the universe has fallen. The Ba Lion leader's 6 eyes were wide open. The human's ancestor was suppressed by the universe's origin energy long ago, and suppressed forever. The Ba Lion leader's eyeballs spun. The only one holding on is the creator of the huge axe. Now that even he has fallen, doesn't that mean the human race is no longer the pinnacle of races? The automaton race, the monster race, the bug race, the humans, these 4 races are the proudest, occupying the 4 best territories. Even our prison race looks down on them. And now the huge axe has fallen. The automaton race, the monster race, and the bug race. I'm afraid they won't let the humans go. And that human Milky Way leader Luo Feng even received the inheritance of the Duandong River that all the powers in the universe see are jealous of. This is an inheritance that has a chance to transcend the cycle of reincarnation. This is great. The killing will be even crazier. The Ba Lion leader quickly understood what the fall of the huge axe meant. The fall of the huge axe obviously couldn't be covered up. However, it was just a matter of who found out first. The news hasn't spread at all. Looks like the other races still don't know. The Ba Lion leader nodded to himself. I have to report back immediately. The home of the prison race, their origin, was a place called prison. Prison was extremely dangerous. The beings born from there fought and killed each other. Countless fell at every moment. They were divided into many races, but because they were all born in prison, they were collectively known as the prison race. In the endless prison, the one with the highest position was undoubtedly the legendary demon ancestor of the prison race. The continuous mountain ranges emitted endless cold air. Layers upon layers of mountain ranges. Every level of the mountain range had countless stairs leading up to it. The stairs extended all the way to the ends of the clouds. There were also many powerful prison clan beings standing on the stairs, and they radiated a heaven-shaking aura. This endless mountain range was also known as the prison clan's ancestral mountain. Rumble. A silhouette suddenly appeared and flew towards the peak of the ancestral mountain. The powerful prison race guards on the stairs didn't dare to stop the newcomer. A moment later, the figure arrived at the plaza of a group of majestic temples. Master of the Ba Lion Empire, what urgent matter is it? The leader of the guards at the end of the plaza let out a low growl. He actually came here with just an incarnation. Naturally, it is a major matter, the Ba Lion Lord said solemnly. Rumble, the door behind the guard leader automatically opened, and a sharp voice that sounded like swords colliding came out. Come in. Fiend Ancestor. Lord Ba Lion immediately flew in. Inside the hall. As soon as Lord Ba Lion entered, he looked up and saw a figure appear out of thin air on the high throne. It was an evil figure that was a mixture of silver and black. This evil figure was humanoid, but it had a long, sharp scorpion tail. The tail extended and even wrapped around half the hall. Under the silver carapace, a pair of red eyes looked down. This was the Fiend Ancestor. The Fiend Ancestor of the prison race. Under the guidance of the Fiend Ancestor, the internal strife of the entire prison race was extremely intense. and the hierarchy was extremely strict. This sort of frenzied strife, starting from the lowest level, caused every rising prison race expert to be absolutely iron-blooded, crazy, and savage. Humans were different. Humans raised ordinary people with relatively kind tactics. Fiend Ancestor, Lord Ba Lion said respectfully. An incarnation has come to see me? What is it? The Fiend Ancestor's voice caused Lord Ba Lion's heart to tremble. Lord Ba Lion immediately said, "My true body is preparing to head to the pinnacle realm dash. Speak. What is it?" The Fiend Ancestor was somewhat impatient. Greytax. Greytax has fallen. Lord Ba Lion couldn't care less. He immediately said, "The creator of Greytax has fallen." Hua! A mirage flashed by, and an arm covered with a silver carapace and black muscles instantly appeared in front of Lord Ba Lion, grabbing him. At the same time, the Fiend Ancestor's eyes shot out a blurry red light that enveloped Lord Ba Lion. He anxiously said, "Greytax? Are you saying that the creator of Greytax has fallen? What kind of joke is this? His strength is far greater than you can imagine." Although the Fiend Ancestor did not know the true strength of the creator of Greytax, he could vaguely sense that Greytax was very terrifying. Of course, I wouldn't dare lie to the Fiend Ancestor. When my true body headed to the Pinnacle Realm, I teleported there and saw his miniature universe. I was shocked to discover that the surface of the creator of Greytax's miniature universe actually had cracks and holes. Large amounts of primordial energy surged in, and I could even see through the holes that the space within was collapsing, and the continents were shattered and floating. Clearly, the miniature universe had already begun to collapse. This creator of Greytax is definitely dead. Lord Ba Lion immediately said, "I knew the severity of the matter, so I didn't dare to hesitate and sent my incarnation to report." Hua! The black muscular arm lowered and slowly retracted. On the throne, the Fiend Ancestor's eyes flashed, and then he said, "If it's true, you have done a great service." Shua! Out of nowhere, the Fiend Ancestor disappeared from the throne. Moments later, in the cosmic sea, in the chaotic airflow not far from the primeval universe membrane, an evil figure stood in the void. His huge and sharp tail was wrapped around his body, and a pair of red eyes looked at the vast universe in the distance. Greytax's miniature universe. The Fiend Ancestor stared carefully. Boom! With a step, the Fiend Ancestor arrived at the boundary of the miniature universe's membrane. He slammed into the membrane with a rumble, causing a part of the membrane to instantly collapse as he slammed into the miniature universe. Such a weak membrane. The Fiend Ancestor turned back to look. It's unable to automatically repair itself. There's not even a sliver of life left. He turned his head. The Fiend Ancestor looked at the vast space, at the floating pieces of space, and within those floating pieces of space were pieces of continents. Furthermore, the entire universe was gradually collapsing. Greytax has actually perished. The Fiend Ancestor's eyes flashed. It's truly unbelievable. He's so powerful, and not long ago, he obtained a supreme treasure. Logically speaking, with his strength, no one should be able to kill him. To become the strongest person in the universe, he has to be extremely careful. Even in the 3 perilous lands, he wouldn't easily let himself fall into a desperate situation. Yet, he actually perished. How did he die? The Fiend Ancestor was shocked within. That's fine. Since he's dead, then this will be interesting. The Fiend Ancestor's eyes were filled with anticipation. Then I'll add fuel to the fire. Even though Greytax is dead, the human race still has 17 universe lords. Also, the Milky Way leader Luo Feng from before even obtained the inheritance of the Duandong River. With his help, the human race's strength isn't simple. Especially that ancestor, he probably left a trump card for the human race. The Fiend Ancestor thought. However, even so, the race doesn't even have the strongest person in the universe, and he has the inheritance of the Duandong River. The Fiend Ancestor thought. Let the demon, automaton, and bug race attack first. Let's see what kind of strength the human race has and whether they can hold on. If they can't, my prison race will rush up too. Asterisk, 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 very quickly. With the fiend ancestor secretly adding fuel to the fire, the news of Greytack's founder's death almost simultaneously spread throughout the demon, automaton, and bug race. Primal universe, in a silent space. Rumble, rumble, rumble. 3 thoughts pierced through space and descended. One was a huge oval ball silhouette, another was a slim silhouette, and the last was a huge silver white snake head. Dream T, Empress, you two should have investigated right. The oval ball silhouette spoke. Yes, the slim silhouette said. Greytax has indeed fallen. The silver white snake head said. This news was first discovered by a Fanhua leader who was roaming outside. I believe the entire primal universe will know about it soon. The oval black ball silhouette emphasized. The human race and our 3 races occupy the best territories of the primal universe. This territory can nurture the most potential life forms. Our 3 races have always been the strongest, especially the human race. The ancestor strength is extremely strong. Even though Greytack's strength has never truly exploded, it has been revealed many times. I believe you all know this. The 2 strongest in the universe before and after are already so strong. The life forms nurtured in this human territory are indeed extraordinary. Competition in the territories is inevitable. The oval ball silhouette said. What's more, this time, the inheritance of Duan Dong River will definitely attract the greed of the various races of the primal universe. Yes, right. Who wouldn't be greedy? This is a chance to transcend the reincarnation cycle. What do? The 3 strongest warriors of a universe discussed. They all had thoughts of attacking. However, if one side attacked, it would be very taxing. Secondly, they were worried that if they attacked and suffered losses, the other powers would instead benefit. The human race's strength isn't normal. The slim silhouette's voice was incomparably beautiful. The ancestor was even stronger back then. Who knows, he might have left some trump cards for the human race. And that Luo Feng's tomb boat is extremely strong too. I'm worried that Luo Feng doesn't just have the tomb boat. He might have brought out other treasures. Hence, if we attack, our 3 races will move together. That's how it is. Those who want to wait behind for benefits, our 3 races will deal with them together. It won't be too taxing. The silhouette continued. And our 3 races have a total of 4 strongest warriors in the universe. The humans don't even have a single strongest warrior. Killing them won't be hard. We just have to get rid of the strongest few. Then how do we move? Naturally, it's fast. We have to be so fast that they can't even react, especially the other powers of the primal universe. The news has just spread. The other powers might not even know yet. And they're scattered all over the primal universe. They're still far from us, and we're the closest to the humans. Our movements are also the fastest. All right, the Bug Clan, Demon Clan, Automaton Clan, as the pinnacle races, they were extraordinary too. Their efficiency was naturally very high. They swiftly made their decisions. And on that day, they began to move. Asterisk, 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 to be continued. If you like this work, please come Achidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1294. All universe supremacies, emperors, and undying, enter the ancestral monster universe. The 2 ancestral monsters ordered. The war had begun. Then, emperors and universe supremacies were resources for the birth of universe lords. They naturally could not take the risk. As for the domain lords and sector lords, it was hard to say if a universe supremacy would be born. Moreover, even if a large number of them died, a new batch would be born not long after. Within the virtual space of the monster race. Zhen Jiao, this time I will personally lead the troops. The silver snake said, you guard the race, just in case. Okay. The sawtooth mutated beast said, the Zerg race and the automaton race only have one strongest in the universe. My race has 2. It is enough for you to go out. Take my token with you. If anything goes wrong, I will rush over immediately. Okay. Moments later, in the same place, Ancestral Monster Jun and Ancestral Monster Dream looked at the 12 monster experts in front of them. Ancestral Monster Dream said, "This war is to seize the foundation of the human race. The human race will definitely retaliate crazily. I will personally lead you. I will naturally protect you. But the 12 of you should split into 4 groups. During the battle, 3 groups will work together. At the crucial moment, 2 groups will work together. Even the 12 of you will work together. Anyway, ensure your own safety. Your mission is to support me. I'm the main force of this war." Yes, Ancestral Monster. The 12 Universe Lords were excited and filled with anticipation. 3 races working together. This was practically destroying the entire human race. The 12 of them working together would even dare to charge into the human race alone, let alone with Ancestral Monster Dream leading them. "Let's go," Ancestral Monster Dream ordered. Far away in the Zerg territory, a gigantic purple sphere about 1 trillion kilometers tall floated in space. The surface of the purple sphere had layers of twisted patterns, like human veins. "Who?" A beam of light flew over. The gigantic purple sphere automatically split open a passage, and that beam of light flew in. Moments later, another beam of light flew in. One after another, streaks of light flew into the purple ball. "Queen." Inside the gigantic purple sphere, inside a beautiful palace hall. The 6 insectoid queen mothers, who were covered in a layer of faintly discernible and transparent gauze, respectfully saluted the insectoid queen on the throne. The queen of the insect race looked down and said slowly. Her voice was filled with endless charm, but at this moment, there was a hint of killing intent in it. "We must obtain the legacy of the broken East River. With it, our insect race will be able to transcend reincarnation. For this battle, the 6 of you will stay in my battle nest and control the insectoid warriors under you to fight. For this battle, your reserve have already reached the limit. Although there are only 6 of you, your combined strength is probably not inferior to 20 or 30 lords of the universe from the demon race or the mechanical race. How can the demon race and machine race compare to us insectoids?" said an insectoid queen mother. "In a one-on-one fight, our race already has the upper hand. If it's a group battle, our insectoid race has a greater advantage. This time, we've even used our reserves. Since we're in the Emperor's battle nest, we don't have to worry about our own safety. Each of us can erupt with our strongest combat strength. If the 6 of us attack at the same time and only attack a single Lord of the Universe, even if he is strong enough to survive, he will probably be blinded by our attacks and be sealed. Yes, if the 6 of us join forces, our power will definitely reach the limits of the primeval universe." These 6 insectoid queen mothers were very confident. "Then let the humans see the power of the insectoid race." The queen mother on the throne laughed softly. "Let's go." Her laughter was soul-stirring, but it contained absolute killing intent and mercilessness. In the silent mechanical universe, boom, 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 boom. Towering figures that seemed to be made of metal teleported from all directions to the surrounding area, then flew toward the huge black oval sphere at high speed. "Godfather, Godfather, Godfather." Many powerful consciousnesses transmitted over. "Go to the primeval universe, to the human territory." The black oval sphere spoke, and the towering metal figures obeyed and flew into the universe passageway. The demon race, insectoid race, and machine race were extremely fast. On the same day that the prison race had secretly spread the news, they had moved. At the same time, the human race was constantly on guard and monitoring the situation. Primeval Universe, Primal Chaos City. At this time, Primal Chaos City had already become the true core of the human race. Darkness Lord, Pungong Lord, and Luo Phone were all here. "Junior, Pungong, Luo Phone, come quickly." A voice immediately resounded in 3 different corners of Primal Chaos City. Those 3 corners were naturally where Luo Phone, Darkness Lord, and Pungong Lord were. Luo Feng, who was sitting cross-legged in a quiet hall, opened his eyes. Has it begun? Luo Feng muttered softly. So, one teleportation. Within the main hall of the city leader's residence, 3 silhouettes appeared one after another, exchanging glances and looking up at the Primal Chaos city leader. Primal Chaos. Has the news been leaked? Darkness Lord asked. The Primal Chaos city leader nodded. The news has just spread, and the ancestor told me. His virtual universe has already detected the movements of the demon, automaton, and bug races. I estimate that very soon, there will be an absolute warrior forming a team to kill their way here. We have to immediately prepare. Ancestor, Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Pengong Lord all revealed looks of shock. I haven't told you all. The Primal Chaos City leader emphasized the ancestor's virtual universe covers the entire primal universe. Unless it's a universe's strongest, forcefully changing a region and forcing the virtual universe to open. Hence, other than a few regions and primal stars and other rare regions. As long as it's covered by the virtual universe, then it'll be as though the ancestor is personally watching. Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Pengong Lord immediately revealed looks of glee. The ancestor's capabilities made them happy. What made them even happier was, with this move, it was equivalent to constantly monitoring the entire battlefield, and the scope of the ancestor's monitoring was too huge, almost covering the entire primal universe. If the universe's strongest were to move, even if they forced the virtual universe open, the Primal Chaos City leader said, the ancestor can also deduce which region has forced the virtual universe open. From that, he can deduce the approximate region of a universe's strongest. Right? Luo Feng and the others all nodded. The news is just spread, the demon, bug, and automaton races. Even if it's arranged, it'll still take some time. However, it won't be long. The Primal Chaos City leader said, the 3 of you are the main force this time. Move immediately. There's also the pinnacle treasures of the races. If you urgently need them, you can apply to use them now. Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Pengong Lord were shocked, after which it was natural. Right? I'm actually lacking a pinnacle domain treasure. Luo Feng smiled. However, I have a pinnacle palace treasure to exchange for. I too need that hypnosis treasure to assist me. Darkness Lord nodded. All right, let's move quickly. I'll arrange for the other universe lords. The Primal Chaos City leader said, when the time comes, the other universe lords will split into 3 teams and follow you, helping you too. Maybe their individual strength isn't enough, but together they'll be of great help. Luo Feng and the other 2 nodded and immediately left. Back then, during the battle for the Duan Dong River inheritance, many of the God-eyed clan's warriors had died, and the tomb boat had collected many pinnacle treasures, of which there was a pinnacle soul treasure. However, there was no pinnacle domain treasure. It was obtained from the clan's reserves. The clan's reserves, a large majority of them were left behind by the creator of the huge axe. Luo Feng exclaimed, the Killer Wu wings. Right now, there are a total of 3 pairs. Even if they merge, their power won't increase at all. It's better to temporarily split them up. Luo Feng had a plan long ago. The first 2 pairs would be carried by his earth body. When that time comes, he would be able to unleash the Golden Country, along with the pinnacle domain treasure. Such a space binding would be extremely powerful. As for the white wings, with the golden horned beast carrying them, anyway, the white wings were used as blades. They were incredibly sharp and powerful. It was enough. When that time comes to unleash Nirvana Rebirth, its power would be absolute. Very quickly, Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Pengong Lord once again gathered in the main palace. This time, there were a total of 12 universe lords. The 12 of them will split into 3 teams and follow the 3 of you. The Primal Chaos City leader emphasized, Void Gold Lord's team will follow Pengong Lord. Green East Lord's team will follow Darkness Lord. Ice Peak Lord's team will follow Luo Feng. You all go make your preparations first. The moment we discover any movements from the 3 races, I'll immediately inform you. All right. I can't wait any longer. All of the universe lords were filled with killing intent. Humans were extremely prideful deep in their bones. Wanting to deal with humans? Come, let's fight. Luo Feng, stay. The primal chaos city leader said. The others all left. The primal chaos city leader said to Luo Feng, your golden horn beast strength, are you sure? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. When it explodes out, it won't lose out to the strongest warrior in the universe. Compared to the strongest, its weakness is that it can't escape as fast as the strongest. Of course, its battle endurance isn't as strong as the strongest. However, I have many protections. Burning my body normally can allow me to fight for a very long time. What a joke. The Golden Horn Beast clone had the stellar pagoda and the white wings within its own arrangements. These two treasures could be considered the most powerful treasures. The god blood on the white wings and the willpower attack was terrifying. Combined, its battle strength was indeed terrifying. The primal chaos city leader nodded. All right, your clone's strength will not be revealed for now. The primal chaos city leader nodded. This time, you darkness and Pungong Lord, these three teams are the main forces. And your golden horn clone's strength, it's mobile, ready to react at any time. Luo Feng nodded. Go. The primal chaos city leader said, the moment there's any movement, I'll immediately inform you. However soon, I estimate that the three races will make their move today. ******, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1295. Within the quiet room sat four silhouettes. At this time, Luo Feng with his stone blade on his back walked in. Sweeping his gaze, the ones following him this time were Ice Peak Leader, Dragon Leader, Desolate Mirror Leader, and Yuho Leader. In terms of strength, Yuho Leader was slightly weaker, however the other three were all extraordinary, they were all ancient beings. Ice Peak Leader and Dragon Leader had received guidance from their ancestors before. Like Desolate Mirror Leader, he was the creator of the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Luo Feng, Milky Way, Luo Feng. The four looked over and spoke simultaneously. Desolate Mirror Leader emphasized, for this battle, I'll leave one body outside. The other three will follow you into battle. This way, our team's strength will be even stronger. Luo Feng said, exclaiming at the same time, Desolate Mirror Leader often helped his Universe Mercenary Alliance for his personal gains. However, at the crucial moment, he didn't hold back. To be able to become a Universe Lord, there were usually a few who had their own bodies, like Dragon Leader. However, many had a total of 2 bodies. It was normal for one to stay in the God Country and the other to fight. Like Desolate Mirror, Luo Feng, and Primal Chaos, who had multiple bodies, they were rare. A single master of the universe like this was equivalent to a few. This was also one of the reasons why the Universe Mercenary Alliance's overall strength was stronger than the Universe Galaxy Bank and the Universe First Bank. For this battle, Desolate Mirror Leader, Ice Peak Leader, Dragon Leader, and Yuho Leader, the 4 of you will act together. Luo Feng said, this way, especially with Desolate Mirror Leader's 3 bodies together, even the strongest of the universe's attacks have a guarantee. However, the chaotic battle will be very dangerous, hence it's better to fight around the tomb boat. Right? Desolate Mirror, Ice Peak, and the others all nodded. Their confidence wasn't blind. After all, just the surrounding 3 pinnacle races, any one of them was comparable to humanity. The moment the 3 attacked together, the opponent had the strongest of the universe, and more universe lords. If they attacked together, humanity would definitely be at a disadvantage. If they dare to play heroically at this time, they would be looking for death. Of course, if they had the strength of a level 6 universe lord, they would have the right to play heroically. This time, Desolate Mirror said solemnly, what I'm most worried about is the other powers acting together. There is almost no doubt that the top 3 clans would take action. But if the other super forces also take action, the scariest thing would be the strongest experts of the solitary universe. If they also interfere, Luo Feng, Bing Feng, Yuho, and Long Xing were speechless. Their faces were ugly. That was right. The 9 superpowers of the primeval universe were the ancestral god cult, the humans, the Yao race, the machine race, the insect race, the prison race, the crystal race, the Northern Frontier Alliance, and the Astral Beast Alliance. Among the 9 forces, the ancestral god cult, the demon race, the mechanical race, the insect race, and the Star Behemoth Alliance all had ultimate treasures. The prison race, the crystal race, and the Northern Border Alliance had none. Because the prison race and the crystal race didn't have any ultimate treasures, they were remote, and their overall strength was slightly weaker. Even though the humans, the demon race, the machine race, and the insect race fought fiercely, they didn't think much of the other 2 races. One must know that, other than the 9 super forces, there were still some solitary warriors. For example, Mountain Guest, the Origin Island Lord, the creator of Dark Universe, the demon god, the demon primogenitor. These strongest warriors of the universe were all special life forms that eventually became the strongest in the universe. They were all incomparably ancient and powerful. Actually, the North Border Alliance leader was originally the strongest warrior of the solitary universe. Eventually, he was roped in. However, even so, he was just a figurehead, occasionally lending a hand. However, the North Border Alliance leader himself had an ultimate treasure, yet he wouldn't help the Alliance at all. Even if the North Border Alliance was destroyed, the leader wouldn't feel any heartache. In the primeval universe, there were a total of 10 strongest warriors. There were some grudges between them. Just like the demon primogenitor, he thought of himself as the leader of the demon race, the leader of the space beasts. He thought of himself as the true demon race and the space beast primogenitor. Hence, he called himself the demon primogenitor. He used to be incomparably glorious. However, later on, the Space Beast Alliance and the demon race both broke free from his control. This was also one of the reasons why the demon race kept shouting that the space beasts were also part of the demon race. These 2 races indeed had huge grudges with each other. No matter what, these solitary warriors were not to be trifled with. Some were mysterious, like the North Border Alliance leader, like Mountain Guest, like the Origin Island Lord. Some had extremely powerful battles that made them famous, like the creator of Dark Universe, the demon progenitor, the demon god. Their special life forms were even more ancient. Other than the unlucky demon primogenitor who didn't have an ultimate treasure, the others all had it on them. The 9 super forces, the solitary powers. Luo Feng was anxious within. The solitary powers are even more mysterious. They don't need to fight for their race. They all work for themselves, and they're all special life forms that are extremely ancient. Just like my teacher Mountain Guest, these solitary powers aren't any weaker than the 9 super forces. The inheritance of Duandong River, the temptation of transcending the reincarnation cycle, isn't small to them either. The formless pressure made Luo Feng, Bing Feng, Traveling Dragon, Huang Jian, and Yu Ho fall silent for a while. Traveling Dragon said hoarsely. No matter who the enemy is, we can only fight. We humans have no other choice. Luo Feng, Huang Jian, Yu Ho, and Bing Feng's eyes gleamed. Right? If the enemy came, what could the human race do? They could only fight. Within the 3 halls of the city leader's residence, the 3 teams were waiting silently. As they waited, the killing intent within them was brewing. Come quickly. A voice resounded within the 3 halls. Luo Feng, Bing Feng, Traveling Dragon, Huang Jian, and Yu Ho simultaneously stood up and teleported, vanishing at the same time. The city leader's residence, main hall. Luo Feng led Ice Peak leader's team. Darkness Lord led Qing Dong leader's team. Peng Gong led the Void Gold Lord's team. These 3 teams appeared simultaneously. These 15 powerful beings all looked at the Primal Chaos City leader. Attention all! The Primal Chaos City leader's gaze swept across them. Every universe lord's eyes were filled with battle intent. They were all prepared for a bloody battle. Demon, bug, and automaton. According to the ancestors' guess, the strongest of these 3 universes should have had a meeting. And just now, the three seem to have acted simultaneously. The primal Chaos City leader emphasized. Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Peng Gong's gazes couldn't help but turn sharp and frenzied. They had indeed acted. And these three teams all have the strongest warriors of the universe. The primal Chaos City leader said, the moment their god countries appeared in space, the ancestor felt it. It's just that the strongest of the universe forced them to open the virtual universe. Hence, of these three teams, just which one is the Bug Clan and which one is the Demon Clan, we don't know at all. I believe the news of huge Axe's fall will soon spread throughout the primal universe. The primal Chaos City leader said seriously, I believe it will soon attract the other superpowers and other powers, even the strongest warriors of the lone warriors. Hence the first battle, we have to shock and awe the other powers and make them worry. If our race is weak, it will definitely make the other powers worry. If it's too late and they don't get any benefits, I'm afraid that when the time comes, the other powers and strongest warriors of the universe will all rush over, and our human race will really have to retreat from the primal universe. Everyone was silent, right? So what if they had 2 or 3 treasures? The 9 superpowers, the other top powers, the strongest warriors of the lone warriors. If they all attacked together, whoever stood in their way would definitely die, unless they hid within the tomb boat. But if they could only hide, how would they protect their own territories? I've discussed with the ancestor, the first battle, our human race will form 3 teams to work together and attack one of them. The primal Chaos City leader's gaze was sharp. He roared, working together, in one move, we'll destroy this team. Let them suffer heavy losses. We'll definitely make the other powers fear us, not daring to act rashly. Right? Destroy them. Go all out and attack one of them. Destroy this one. Luo Feng and the others gritted their teeth and roared. They were clear that this was very difficult, but they had to be vicious. If they couldn't even destroy this one team, then the other powers would rush over. That would be a nightmare. All right, the primal Chaos City leader said, we'll immediately depart. The coordinates of the 3 teams, whichever one is the easiest to reach, will head to that point and destroy that team. Yes, depart, depart. They all shouted, suppressing the rage within, keeping it all within their hearts. It would all explode during the battle. Humanity's strongest 3 teams formed from the absolute beings swiftly left primal Chaos City and reached the primal universe. This coordinate, we can immediately reach it. The virtual universe had become the highest command center. The primal Chaos City leader was in control of the entire situation. This time, the 3 teams all brought large amounts of undyings. Many of them had large amounts of tokens scattered throughout the universe. With that, they could quickly teleport to the God Country. Go, go, go. A tomb boat, a black pyramid, and an ancient palace, pinnacle palace treasures. Under the restrictions of the primal universe, their attacks were limited. The pinnacle palace treasures couldn't possibly shatter. They were Luo Feng's team, Darkness, and Peng Gong's team. Rumble within the glaring golden light. Space and time warped. The God Country's light pierced through space and connected to a distant point, immediately sending the tomb boat, black pyramid, and ancient palace that were bathed in the golden light over. You are about 120 light years away from the target. These are the coordinates. The primal Chaos City leader informed through the virtual universe, and within the tomb boat, Luo Feng was dressed in silver armor. On his back were 2 pairs of silver wings. On his back was a stone blade. He even had a pinnacle soul treasure protecting his soul, with his willpower and the pinnacle soul treasure. Even if 10 demon gods attacked him, he wouldn't fear them. Teleportation, teleportation, teleportation. The 3 teams almost simultaneously teleported. The tomb boat, the black pyramid, and the ancient palace simultaneously crossed 120 light years of distance, appearing in a silent pitch-black space. There weren't any stars around, only the distant, distorted space of a huge gray ship. When Luo Feng and the other 2 teams teleported, a vast and powerful energy immediately emanated from the huge ship, sweeping towards Luo Feng and the others. It's the demon race. Luo Feng and the others looked at the huge ship and immediately determined the target. If you like this work, please come Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1296. Within the huge ship, a large silver snake coiled around the throne with its eyes half closed. Its tail coiled around the edge of the throne 8 or 9 times, and then the tip of its tail extended all the way to the bottom of the throne. Below it sat the 12 powerful masters of the universe that the demon race had sent. They were all waiting and brewing, preparing for the upcoming battle. The huge silver snake suddenly looked in a direction. The 12 demon race universe lords all looked over. The walls of the ship didn't obstruct their vision at all. With one look, they could see 3 palace treasures in the distant dark space. They were a ship, a pyramid, and a palace. Tomb boat, Ancestor Dream said solemnly. It's a human. Humans. The humans actually dared to kill their way out ahead of time. One by one, the demon race universe lords began to howl. Oomph. Following a furious snort. The dark starry sky outside the huge ship was like an endless ocean. In an instant, a space-time wave was set off in this starry sky. The distorted space-time formed a powerful shockwave. Wave after wave madly rushed towards the 3 palace-type treasures. The Black Pyramid and the Ancient Palace immediately flew to the back of the tomb boat. Rumble. The powerful shockwave continued to affect the tomb boat. The tomb boat, however, was incomparably stable. Back in the Icefire region, even when it was surrounded by so many absolute beings, it wasn't affected at all. Why would it care about these space ripples? As the space-time waves in the dark, starry sky hit them, the 3 palace-type treasures were like 3 small reefs in the endless waves, resisting the waves. At this moment, Luo Feng looked. It's that Ancestor Dream. Within the tomb boat, the Ice Peak leader, Dragon leader, Desolate Mirror leader, and Yuho leader all held their breaths and stared outside. Luo Feng, too, stared. Amidst the dark waves of space-time, an incomparably huge, faintly discernible silver serpent gradually appeared. This silver serpent stretched out, and for a moment, it seemed to run through the entire dark, starry sky. The length of it spread out was probably more than a light year. It was too shocking. Ancestor Dream's body has actually become so huge. Yuho leader said solemnly. The master of the Desolation Mirror said coldly. Demonic Ancestor Dream has the ultimate treasure, Dream Scale armor. His body was protected by armor, and his defense was extremely strong. Normally, when an expert transformed, he would transform to his normal size. He wouldn't purposely grow larger without limit. That would only cause his defense to rapidly weaken. However, it was the strongest being in the universe, and its divine body was extremely powerful. It was only due to the suppression of the primeval universe that it could only display the divine power of the Lord of the universe, which was 10,000 times stronger. Secondly, he had a supreme treasure armor. Of course, it dares to expand its divine body as it pleases. Looks like it's planning to wipe out all 3 of our teams. The iceberg leader squinted his eyes. Prepare to act, Luo Feng said directly. Whoosh. He immediately teleported to the cabin door of the tomb boat. Back when he was fighting for the inheritance of the Duandong River, it was impossible to teleport within the tomb boat. However, now Luo Feng had become a master. Since he could control many of the mechanical functions of the tomb boat, he could naturally teleport easily. The cabin door opened and Luo Feng stood there, gazing into the distant dark space. That incomparably huge silver snake that was 1 light year long. Its huge tail was already sweeping over. On the ship on top of the snake's head, the lords of the universe of the demon race appeared one by one. Luo Feng, I'll fight it first. Behind the tomb boat in a palace, a silhouette appeared. It was the Peng Worker Master. The Peng Worker Master wielded the Yin Jun rod. It was a mix of black and purple, engravings intertwined, and on the Peng Worker Master's body, it formed a set of black and purple mixed armor, helmet, etc. At this time, the Peng Worker Master's aura was overwhelming. He let out a roar and immediately charged towards the incomparably huge dream demonic ancestor. Demon ancestor dream's huge body rapidly charged towards the three palaces. On the ship above her head, 12 demon clan lords of the universe gathered. Look, the human has charged out. Ah, from the energy, it should be the Pung Worker Master. He's too arrogant. A Pung Worker Master actually dares to fight our dream demonic ancestor? He's really looking to die. The 12 demon universe lords gathered together. Leisurely watching this scene, they were extremely confident in this race war. After all, they had the strongest of the universe on their side. The start of this battle, it was better to let Dream Demonic Ancestor display her skills. If they joined in, she might not be happy. Rumble. In the distance, the Pung Worker Master fiercely swung the Yin Jun rod in his hands. The Yin Jun rod suddenly increased in size. From its previous length of tens of thousands of kilometers, it instantly became hundreds of millions of kilometers long. Moreover, the head of the Yin Jun rod carried an incomparably terrifying aura. It directly penetrated through layers of space and directly pointed at Demon Ancestor Dream's huge and meandering body. This point caused Demon Ancestor Dream to let out an ecstatic cry. Rumble. The Yin Jun rod viciously pierced into her huge body, only causing that part of her body to tremble a little. It was completely fine. I really didn't expect you humans to actually have such an absolute treasure, and it's something I've never seen before. The huge snakehead looked down at the distant Pung Worker Master, its voice piercing through space and resounding everywhere. Even though you have the strength of a pinnacle level 6 universe lord, so what? In the primeval universe, unleashing one's strength is restricted. Even the strongest can only unleash the pinnacle of level 6. However, my god body, my armor, even if I were to receive even stronger attacks, I would still be fine, much less a mere level 6 attack. It can be said, in the primeval universe, under such restrictions, I cannot die. Ha ha! The three human teams didn't care after hearing this. Yes, to kill the strongest in the primeval universe was extremely unrealistic. However, in this battle, the human race's true target wasn't the strongest, but the universe lord. Kill! Kill! Luo Feng, who was standing on the tomb boat with a stone blade on his back, as well as the darkness lord in the distant Black Pyramid, both spoke at the same time. This also meant that the other two teams had made their move. Bigger, bigger, bigger. The flying Black Pyramid continued to expand, and in the blink of an eye, it had become a towering Black Pyramid that was 3 light years tall. In terms of size, Monster Ancestor Dream was like a slender silver snake beside a tower. This Black Pyramid that emitted endless power directly pressed down on the huge silver snake. Absolute treasure. Monster Ancestor Dream let out a shocked cry. A supreme treasure. It's another supreme treasure. The 12 demon race lords of the universe above Demon Matriarch Dream were all stunned. Previously, they were amazed that Master Pungong had an ultimate treasure, but now they were horrified. What? How could 2 absolute treasures appear so easily? Were these still absolute treasures? And they were the most important palaces amongst the absolute treasures. These palaces usually had sealing abilities, plus with the absolute treasure palaces, one could go to many dangerous places in the 3 danger zones. Their value is naturally high. It's really the Black Prison Pagoda. It's actually the Black Prison Pagoda. How did it end up in the hands of the humans? Monster Ancestor Dream couldn't believe it. When she saw the Black Pyramid before, she didn't think much of it. After all, there were many treasures in the shape of a pyramid, but there was only one absolute treasure in the shape of a Black Pyramid. East Emperor Sacred Land's Black Prison Pagoda. It doesn't matter how you humans got it. This Black Prison Pagoda, my demon race will get it. Monster Ancestor Dream was filled with intense greed and desire. As the endless and majestic Black Prison Pagoda came crashing down, Demon Ancestor Dream immediately retreated. At the same time, she ordered, Demon Clan, attack. Seize these 2 supreme treasures first. The 12 demon universe lords who had been anxiously waiting, upon hearing this order, immediately became excited. Yes, monster ancestor. Yes, monster ancestor. We've waited for so long. These two absolute treasures, with them, our strength will be much stronger. The human race is really not normal. Kill, kill, kill. Get them all. The Lord of Annihilation, the Lord of the Skywolf, the Lord of the Nether Devil, all the lords of the universe of the demon race roared, howled, and hissed. They all looked different and represented the various major factions of the demon race. The 12 of them teleported almost simultaneously and charged towards the battlefield. 12 universe lords moving together. When the 12 universe lords reached the center of the battlefield, where Peng Gong, Darkness Lord, and Monster Ancestor Dream were fighting, the moment they appeared, they did not hesitate to attack Peng Gong. Demon Island Vine, 9 Worlds of Heart, Flames of Extinction. For a moment, there were attacks from powerful psychic treasures, illusory realm attacks, direct soul attacks, and even giant sabers, axes, and sharp claws. The combined might of the 12 lords of the universe, especially under the suppression of the primeval universe, was probably even more terrifying than the attack of the strongest person in the universe. We've been waiting for you all to appear. Darkness Lord, Luo Feng, and Peng Gong laughed coldly at the same time, even though they were in different places. Darkness sinking. The towering black pyramid suddenly emitted waves of endless black ripples that instantly enveloped the vast area. Naturally, it also enveloped the 12 lords of the universe. Luo Feng, who had been standing on the tomb boat without moving, opened his 4 silver wings. Endless golden light immediately enveloped the surrounding 10 light years. Simultaneously, the pinnacle domain treasure, Snow, Sand Ocean, was unleashed. In an instant, the entire dark space was filled with endless ice-cold white sand. The white sand and the golden light combined, forming an incredibly powerful restriction that immediately bound the 12 universe lords. Golden Country, Snow Sand Ocean, the two combined, immediately suppressed and expelled all the pinnacle domain treasures. Never before had a powerful domain treasure appeared. The Golden Country, combined with Snow Sand Ocean, was already invincible in terms of domains. Rumble. The tomb boat's speed immediately exploded, rushing straight for the 12 universe lords. Today was Monday. Tomato was here, as usual, to request for recommendation votes. With everyone's support, I'll spend a few seconds to vote for Tomato. With your support, Tomato will have endless motivation. Asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1297. The 12 lords of the universe of the demon race, who had just been brimming with fighting spirit and confidence, were instantly dealt a heavy blow. When the towering black pyramid floated in the sky and released waves of black ripples that spread toward them, the black ripples easily penetrated their armor and divine bodies and began to affect their souls. What's going on? It's like I'm out of energy. Willpower. I can't concentrate. The Annihilation Restriction Lord and the other universe lords knew things weren't good. This Darkness Oblivion was an area of effect attack, plus it was attacking all 12 of them at once. Hence, it wasn't enough to make them completely oblivion. However, the lack of energy and willpower, even if they gritted their teeth and burned their god energy to fight, they could only unleash half of their strength. No fighting spirit. Willpower is affected too. It's a very uncomfortable state, just as they were feeling extremely uncomfortable. Endless gold light and snow-white sand floated about and began to appear in the surrounding 10 light years. If Darkness Oblivion was said to affect their willpower and soul, it would greatly affect their strength. The combination of the Golden Kingdom and the Snows and Sea was a huge restriction on the material plane. It was as if countless ropes were binding each of the lords of the universe. It's a domain. That Luo Feng's domain. Why are his silver wings still there? Didn't he lose his silver wings in the Ninth Abyss? Why is he, The domain of the universe lords was easily crushed, and everything within 10 light years was cold, snow-white sand that wafted under boundless golden light. The shackles caused their ability to plummet once more. Darkness, oblivion, domain restriction. These two moves caused the 12 universe lords to only be able to unleash 30% of their strength, of which those like the Annihilation Restriction Lord and the others whose willpower had reached the universe's strongest level were less affected and still had 60 to 70% of their strength. And the weaker ones like Skywolf only had 10% to 20% of their strength left. Peng Gong, leader, Darkness Lord. Your two teams will work together to deal with the 12 universe lords. Luo Feng communicated through his domain. Leave Dream Demon Ancestor to my team. All right. Peng Gong, leader and Darkness Lord, immediately replied. Luo Feng stood at the front of the huge tomb boat and headed straight for the 12 demon universe lords. At the same time, Demon Ancestor Dream roared and whipped her body towards the black prison tower, trying to force the Lord of Darkness to stop the darkness sink. But at this moment, Luo Feng, Ancestor Dream's enormous snake head, looked at the speedily flying tomb boat. She knew the situation wasn't good. The 12 universe lords on her side were already greatly affected. If they were to be surrounded by Luo Feng, Peng Gong, and the others, what would happen? Get lost. Its monstrous body was so huge that it could easily attack the Black Prison Pagoda, Peng Gong's master, and the Grave Boat. With a flick of its tail, it lashed out at the tomb boat. Come! Luo Feng's eyes gleamed as he stood on the ship. The tomb boat that was originally heading towards the 12 universe lords suddenly changed directions. Boom! The tomb boat fiercely expanded, 100 billion kilometers, trillions of kilometers. In an instant, it reached the same size as Ancestor Dream's body. Back in the Ice Fire region, when he was attacked by the 5 true lords of the god, I clan using their ultimate treasures to form the eternal true god, Luo Feng relied on the tomb boat to swiftly expand and forcefully break through the eternal true god. This tomb boat was an ancient civilization's mechanical treasure. In terms of movement, it was even stronger than the ultimate treasures. Peng, a huge ship and a huge silver snake. Both were about a light year in size. The two behemoths collided in the silent starry sky. Ow! Ancestor Dream roared. However, she quickly realized that clashing with the tomb boat was a very stupid thing to do. The tomb boat's speed didn't even decrease at all. It knocked the huge silver snake flying backwards. Luo Feng, Ancestor Dream suddenly raged, because when the tomb boat was expanding, Luo Feng had suddenly vanished and rushed towards the distant 12 universe lords of the demon clan. His huge silver wings were like a glaring blade, whistling and rushing towards the 12 universe lords. Luo Feng's original plan was to deal with Meng, Yao, Ancestor together with the tomb boat. However, seeing that she didn't shrink her body size at all and continued to rely on her huge size to fight head-on, Luo Feng decided to rush towards the 12 universe lords, leaving only his god energy to control the tomb boat. The tomb boat was a machine. It was very easy to control. Duandong, he had died long ago. Even a consciousness could control it. Luo Feng only had to provide some god energy to control it. The 12 universe lords of the demon race were immediately in a desperate situation. Darkness sinking, domain binding. And with Peng Industry Lord, Luo Feng, and Darkness Lord all rushing over, who knew if the hidden human universe lords would act together when these three attacked? The opponents had absolute treasures. Especially the Black Prison Pagoda, they could completely suppress and seal them. Quickly hide inside the boat. The 12 universe lords didn't dare act rashly. They immediately hid inside the huge boat. Ancestor! 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 The 12 universe lords cried for help. If they fought one-on-one, they definitely wouldn't be weaker than the humans. However, who knew that the humans would have absolute treasures? Their weakness in treasures caused them to be at a disadvantage the moment they clashed. Roar! In the distance, demonic Ancestor Dream, who had just clashed with the tomb boat, was at a disadvantage. She raised her snake head and roared. She also knew that it was very stupid to be entangled with the tomb boat. Therefore, after just one clash, although she was unwilling, she immediately changed her strategy. Her divine body rapidly shrank. From a light year large, she swiftly became a 100,000 kilometers long silver snake. She became so huge earlier because she wanted to use her own strength to suppress the entire human team, and then let the 12 universe lords work together to wipe out the human team. However, reality mocked her. The opponent's tomb boat and black prison pagoda were equivalent to two absolute treasure palaces. Even she couldn't take them down. Hence, her plan from before naturally failed. So, after becoming a 100,000 kilometers long silver snake, Ancestor Dream's speed immediately soared, instantly breaking through the limit of light speed. One couldn't even see it with the naked eye. One could only rely on his god energy and domain to detect that terrifying speed. This is the strongest of the universe. Luo Feng, Peng Gong, and Darkness Lord all side within. They already had a plan before the battle, so they didn't think it would be so easy to deal with the demons. Once Demon Progenitor Dream shrunk, with her speed that surpassed the speed of light, she would be unstoppable and unable to restrain her. She would be able to reach any key point on the battlefield immediately. Get lost! The silver snake roared and immediately rammed into the black prison pagoda. Rumble, the black prison pagoda was sent flying. Luo Feng and Peng Gong hadn't even flown to the huge ship. Too fast. Luo Feng and Peng Gong exchanged glances. After the silver snake demon ancestor dream was sent flying by the black prison pagoda, it hovered in midair. The 12 universe lords in the huge ship flew over one by one and landed on demon ancestor dream's neck. Each of their divine bodies maintained a distance of about 10,000 kilometers. Humans, Ancestor Dream's cold gaze swept around. I've underestimated you all. However, without any of the strongest warriors in the universe, the control of the battle is in my hands. Right now, I've decided to slowly deal with you all one by one. Ancestor Dream's gaze swept around and landed on Peng Gong. The first one is you. Wah. Ancestor Dream immediately moved. Her speed was terrifyingly fast. Master Peng Gong roared, and the Yanjun cudgel in his hand suddenly expanded to a length of 1,000,000 kilometers. Then it swept out majestically. For a moment, space-time shattered, and the Yanjun cudgel directly collided with Ancestor Monster Dream's tail. Ancestor Monster Dream was sent flying backward, and so was Master Peng Gong. If we were in the cosmic sea, would you be my match? Ancestor Dream raged. Attack with all your strength. Yes, Ancestor Monster. Yes. Die, Peng Gong. Die. The demon race universe lords around its neck attacked at the same time. In an instant, it was either a long-range psychic weapon attack, a large battle blade slash from afar, a soul force attack, or an illusion attack. All of them landed on Master Peng Gong's body at the same time. Darkness sinking. The black prison pagoda once again emitted endless black ripples, attempting to affect the 12 universe lords. Suppress. Luo Feng roared. The golden country and snow, sand, ocean simultaneously pressed forward. Break through all of them. Ancestor Dream roared. Immediately, the god energy in her body surged. In an instant, the surrounding space and time warped and shook. The powerful god energy shook and clashed time and time again, actually forcefully suppressing the golden country and snow sand ocean. Even the black ripples were suppressed. The 12 universe lords were not affected in the slightest. Bang, 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 bang. For a time, their attacks landed on Master Peng at the same time. Although Master Peng tried his best to block the attacks with the Yanjun rod, he was still stunned. After all, when these 12 masters of the universe joined forces without being affected, the combat power they could display was even more terrifying than that of the strongest person in the universe. Ha ha ha! You are the first to fall. Ancestor Dream roared. Her speed rose to a terrifying level as she rushed towards the Pungong Master. She, Ancestor Dream, along with the 12 universe lords under her. The moment they joined forces, even if the Pungong Master had the Yanjun Rod, he would only be suppressed and sealed. To be continued. If you like this work, please come Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1298. Without the strongest of the universe, you still want to fight us. Human, you're dead meat. Laughable human. On the neck of the Silver Serpent, the demon clan masters of the universe were attacking with all their might. They roared and roared through divine power. Clearly, all of them were in high spirits. With Ancestor Dream's help, when they unleashed their full power, so what if the opponent had an ultimate treasure? Who? Ancestor Dream flew at high speeds and swung her tail fiercely. Hua! The huge snake tail suddenly expanded, instantly becoming millions of kilometers long. It was like a huge soft whip slicing through the void. For a moment, the void seemed to be split in two. Facing the attacks of the 12 demon race masters of the universe, Master Peng could only grit his teeth and block the attack with his Yanjun Rod. Peng Worker Lord tumbled and was thrown away. While he was flying, his speed surged fiercely, actually reaching light speed. In the battle before, even though Luo Feng and the others seemed to be moving at light speed, in truth, they were still a sliver away from true light speed. Now Peng Worker Lord had broken through that sliver and entered light speed. Immediately, he was transported into the dark universe. You're here. The Master of Darkness smiled. Let's go. Luo Feng said too. The two swiftly broke through the sliver and immediately entered the dark universe. Dark universe? Ancestor Dream was already 10 million kilometers long. Floating in space, the many demon race leaders were like tiny specks on her body. Escaping to the dark universe is useless. Ancestor, we can't give the humans a chance. Kill them. Ancestor Dream no longer resisted the dark universe's pull, easily leaving the actual universe and entering the dark universe. Virtual universe. At the long stone table in front of the huge Axe God Palace, many universe lords were seated. Of course, Greytak's seat was empty. Luo Feng and the others were all here, even though they were battling. However, they were able to communicate through the virtual universe and coordinate with each other. We've already felt Ancestor Dream's power and know how strong the strongest of the universe is. We're more confident, Peng Worker Lord said. If we get surrounded a few more times by Ancestor Dream and the 12 demon race leaders, I won't be able to take it. The strongest experts of the universe are really hard to deal with. The Lord of Darkness frowned. Luo Feng nodded. Indeed, powerful. The strongest person in the universe was, after all, an existence of a higher level. The primeval universe had restrictions on them. Firstly, they could only maintain their divine power at the level of a Lord of the universe with 10,000 times their genes. Secondly, their attack power was limited to the pinnacle of level 6. Thirdly, they would be punished for killing a Lord of the universe. Fourthly, they would be stripped of their ability to obey the laws of the primeval universe. However, there were some auxiliary methods, such as using 10,000 times genetic god power and flying techniques of the universe's strongest experts to increase their speed to an extremely fast speed. Because the speed was 10 times or 100 times the speed of light, the impact produced was not at the pinnacle of the 6th level combat power, so it would not be restricted. For example, resisting the attraction of the dark universe. They were all supplementary methods. It was precisely because of these auxiliary methods that the universe's strongest experts were extremely difficult to deal with. Other experts could travel close to the speed of light in the original universe. Once they reached that speed, they would be transferred to the dark universe. However, the strongest experts in the universe could travel at 10 times or even 100 times the speed of light and still roam freely in the original universe. This was capability. We should make our move now, Darkness Lord said solemnly. From start to finish, I've only been controlling the Black Prison Pagoda and unleashing a group attack, Darkness Oblivion. I haven't even truly attacked yet. We haven't even attacked yet. The Dragon Travel Lord, the Desolate Mirror Lord, the Void Gold Lord, and the Green East Lord all shouted in anticipation. I haven't even attacked yet. Luo Feng smiled. He was the same as Darkness, only using auxiliary methods and not truly attacking. Project Pung Lord laughed too. The group of Universe Lords all laughed. Yes, up till now, the human race had yet to show their strength. In the entire war plan, this battle with the demon race was just the first wave. 1. It was to shock the other powers too. They wanted to use this battle to understand the strength of the strongest in the universe. This way, they would have more experience in the future. Hence, from the start, they had to show weakness. However, after 1 or 2 rounds of showing weakness, Luo Feng and the others had already understood how difficult it was to deal with the strongest in the universe. Since they understood, that was enough. Cripple them. Project Pung Lord smiled. Make them afraid. Make the demon race regret it. Everybody kill. 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 The 15 silhouettes sitting at the table couldn't wait any longer. Within the dark universe, Project Pung Lord, Luo Feng, Black Prison Pagoda, and Tomb Boat appeared one after another. Even though they were rather far apart in the actual universe, in the dark universe, they were all close together. Because the dark universe was originally much smaller than the actual universe, the coordinates were tens of millions of times. Before, they were less than 100 million kilometers apart. However, in the dark universe, Luo Feng and Project Pung Lord were less than 10 kilometers apart. To them, how small the distance was that? Luo Feng waved his hand, and the tomb boat was kept. Luo Feng, Project Pung Lord, and Darkness Lord. The 3 stood shoulder to shoulder in the dark universe space. Of course, they were all moving slowly, because the moment the dark universe stopped, it would automatically transfer them to the actual universe. In this vast space, there were countless firefly-like specks of light floating around. They're here, Luo Feng said. Demon race. Project Pung Lord laughed coldly. The Master of Darkness looked on coldly. Rumble. The huge silver snake with 12 universe lords on its neck appeared in space ahead. It was no more than 10 kilometers away from Luo Feng. The distance was obviously very short. With a simple sweep of its tail, it would be able to touch Luo Feng and the others. The huge silver snake's cold eyes swept across and said hoarsely, "You all have been fighting in the actual universe before. I thought you all didn't want to enter the dark universe." Haha, demon ancestor dream. Luo Feng's 4 wings flapped, and he laughed. In this dark universe, one speed can easily break through light speed. There's no limit to it. This way, your advantage is obviously much smaller. Why wouldn't we enter? You're so strong. Do you think we'll just let you trample on us? Much smaller advantage? How arrogant. How can your speed compare to mine? The huge silver snake roared. I'll let you know, even in the dark universe, you still have no choice but to lose. Hwah! The huge silver snake's speed suddenly soared. It was extremely fast. In an instant, its speed far exceeds ours. No wonder it can break through light speed in the actual universe. Luo Feng exclaimed within. Get ready. Give them a vicious blow. Cripple them in one move. Cripple them. Luo Feng and the others watched as Dream Demon Ancestor charged over, feeling excited within. Ancestor Demon Dream's enormous snake body whistled as it drew a huge arc in the air with its tail, whipping towards Luo Feng, Lord of Darkness and Lord of Pung Workers. The Demon Clan Lords, standing on its neck, also launched their attacks at the same time. In an instant, attacks that covered the skies and land all descended. Luo Feng, Darkness, and Pung Gong were not only unafraid, their eyes were burning with excitement. Rumble. The Black Prison Pagoda appeared in mid-air before Darkness Lord. Under the control of Darkness Lord's godly energy, the entire Black Prison Pagoda spun and countless engravings appeared on its surface. In an instant, Light flowed, and the engravings transformed into black light that continuously gathered at the tip of the Black Prison Pagoda, causing the Black Pagoda to turn from black to an extremely shocking and dense black color, after which it seemed to turn into nothingness, and then into a glaring white. The Black Pyramid, the glaring white light emitted from the tip. A white afterimage streaked across the sky and directly collided with Demon Ancestor Dream's body that was whipping over, causing Demon Ancestor Dream's huge body to tumble backward. "Kill!" the Master Darkness shouted. Immediately, the figures of the Qingdong Master and the others appeared beside him. "Kill!" Luo Feng roared too. Beside him appeared the silhouettes of the Ice Peak leader and the others. "Kill!" Master Pengtian roared in rage. Lord of Void Gold and the others also appeared. Boom! The 12 Universe Lords along with Luo Feng, Peng Gong, and the Darkness Lord rushed over. Even though Luo Feng's team had a total of 12 members, some of them brought their clones. Hence there were 16 of them following Luo Feng's team. As for the demon race, as they had to fully focus on unleashing their ultimate moves during battle, the moment they split their attention, it would affect their strength greatly. Therefore, the demon race only had one clone and did not bring any. Humans, on the other hand, had been forced into desperate straits. They had no choice but to bring their clones with them. "Kill!" Demon Ancestor Dream, who was knocked flying by the Black Prison Pagoda, encountered the terrifying Yanjun Rod almost at the same time. The Yanjun Rod directly chopped down vertically. It was as if the dark universe had been split apart. Pung! Although Demon Forefather Dream resisted with all her might, she still fell down rapidly. This strike even caused the Lords of the Universe who had been standing on top of her to fall. I seal. Nightmare. Annihilation of 10,000 realms. Dragon moves my heart. Though it was described slowly, it was actually extremely fast. Just as Demon Ancestor Dream was struck by the Black Prison Pagoda and Peng Gong's Yanjun Rod, the two lightning-fast strikes caused the Demon Race Universe Lords to break free from her body. The Human Universe Lords who had been silent all this while we're all raging, unleashing their own techniques that they were proud of. They covered the sky and land as they attacked. Especially after losing the protection of Demon Ancestor Dream, the Golden Kingdom and Snow and Sand Sea were pressuring and restricting him at the same time. In addition, the human masters of the universe were crazily attacking him from all directions. Luo Feng, Peng Gong, and Darkness Lord looked ahead at Luo Feng. Demon Race. Luo Feng's four wings spread. His speed in the dark universe had long since soared. Plus the distance was already very close, and with the human race's earth-shattering attacks, Darkness and Peng Gong had already attacked the other 12 Universe Lords too, and he was the last link. Luo Feng's hand immediately reached for the Blood Shadow Blade on his back. Blood Shadow Blade, this is the first time you've unsheathed it. Demon Race, Hua, along with an extremely glaring light, the Blood Shadow Blade was unsheathed. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1299. It was fine if the humans didn't explode, but once they did, it was like a thunderbolt, causing Demon Ancestor Dream and the 12 Lords of the Universe to feel frightened and angry. Peng Gong Lord, Darkness Lord, Human Universe Lord, Milky Way Leader Luo Feng. These four rings came one after the other. In Meng Ancestor's eyes, she felt that the Peng Gong Lord and Darkness Lord were hard to deal with, and guessed that Luo Feng would be very powerful after receiving the inheritance. However, she thought that even if he received the inheritance, he would still have to train step by step. However, when she fell down and saw Luo Feng pull out his Blood Shadow Blade, she knew she was wrong. He was ridiculously wrong. Darkness, Peng Gong, Luo Feng. The most terrifying of these three wasn't the first two, but Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Meng Ancestor fiercely waved her tail, using all her strength to counteract the two attacks from before, wanting to charge forward. However, Luo Feng had already pulled out his blade. This blade was the most important weapon of the East Breaking River inheritance. The embryo, it was a true treasure that could allow the inheritor to reach the pinnacle. Even without using any god energy, just the blade itself could reach the pinnacle of level 5 power. Its terror wasn't known to the universe, see, and this was the first time it revealed its power. Nirvana rebirth, Luo Feng said softly. As the blood shadow blade was pulled out of its sheath, the endless blade light actually grew explosively. From the hair-thin blade light when it first came out of its sheath to the moment it engulfed the 12 demon universe lords, it formed countless blade lights that covered the sky and land, actually condensing into a huge black ball. The black ball was like a miniature universe. It enveloped the 12 demon universe lords. Within the black ball, the 12 demon universe lords were engulfed by the endless and terrifying blade lights. Not good. No, we have to stop and not move. Stop. We can return to the actual universe. Unfortunately, this blade was too fast. All the blade lights within the black ball instantly underwent a mysterious transformation, becoming a very ordinary-looking thin light. All the saber lights in the dark ball underwent a mysterious change in an instant, turning into a seemingly ordinary thin brilliance. Wah! The black sphere cracked open, and a thin ray of light flashed. It was like a blade that was as thin as a cicada's wing. With a flash, it cut open the universe. The black sphere completely dissipated into nothingness, leaving only a thin, dazzling golden brilliance that flashed and disappeared, leaving a visible mark in the dark universe's void for a long time. No. Pained howls resounded from within the group of demon universe lords. Their eyes were all filled with shock and rage. They looked in disbelief at the distant human Milky Way leader Luo Feng. The other experts in the outside world might not know, but they who had been there knew very well how terrifying that blade was. That saber. First, it was blocked by the Lord of Extermination, who was the strongest. He instantly lost 20% of his divine body. Then, it swept past the weaker Lord of the Locusts. A crack appeared on the Lord of the Locusts' peak grade armor. The Lord of the Locusts' body was instantly annihilated. Then, it swept past the Lord of the Heavenly Wolf and the others. 12 demon race universe lords and 1 universe lord perished. 3 of the universe lords were heavily injured, while the others were lightly injured. If a few more slashes, wouldn't I be sliced in half? Even Peng Gong's powerful god rod isn't that terrifying. It's too sharp. That blade slashed past me, and even an extremely sharp energy pierced through my armor and into my divine body, causing me to lose 16% of my divine body. That blade was too condensed and too sharp. Even after being weakened by the armor, it didn't disperse at all. They all felt fear. Normally, if an attack was blocked by an armor, the force would be dispersed throughout the body, allowing the body to bear the brunt of it. However, Luo Feng's the energy of the blade itself was gathered at the tip. The force was extremely condensed, and Luo Feng's blade technique was created by himself. Especially after going through the blood shadow blade, it was even sharper. Actual universe. Return to the actual universe. Quickly, the demon race universe lords all stopped in their tracks. Can you escape? After Luo Feng unleashed this blade, his speed came to a sudden halt. They all vanished one by one. The human Peng Gong Lord, Darkness Lord, and the group of universe lords all did the same. As for Meng Yao Ancestor's reaction was naturally extremely fast, stopping almost at the same time as Luo Feng. In the silent space, the demon race and the human race majestically appeared at almost the same time. A vast golden country and endless white sand floated about, illuminating the endless space. Luo Feng was the owner of this country. Flee, demon ancestor! Demon ancestor! The demon race universe lords were filled with hatred. If they weren't affected, how could they not be Luo Feng's match? However, after being affected by the domain earlier and being surrounded by the 16 human universe lords, they were suddenly hit by Luo Feng's slash. They couldn't fully deal with it. Hence they were in such a tragic state. Even with the 12 demon leaders working together, one still fell. Right now they were all injured, some light, some heavy. Under the restriction, how could they be Luo Feng's match? Luo Feng. Demon Meng, Yao ancestor roared from afar. Luo Feng glanced from afar. Wielding the blood shadow blade, he waved it again. Demon ancestor? Before in the dark universe, Meng Yao ancestor was sent flying. Maybe in the dark universe, the distance between her and the demon leaders wasn't too far. However, in the actual universe, the distance was over 10 million times. Immediately, it became incredibly far. Even with Meng Yao ancestor's terrifying speed, she still had to fly for a while. And he himself had always been close to the demon leaders. Like the other universe lords on his side, including the Darkness Lord, they were all very close. Because the other universe lords had always been attacking the demon race in the dark universe. The Darkness Lord was only controlling the Black Prison Pagoda. He himself was with the Desolate Mirror Master and Qing Dong Master. Only the Peng Gong Master was slightly further away from him because he was fighting with Meng Yao Ancestor. Demon Race, within the Demon Ancestor secret region. A majestic, huge sawtooth beast was entrenched in space. It didn't move at all, almost like it was in deep sleep. The space around it rippled and warped. Dream T's call for help? The sawtooth beast suddenly opened its eyes, which gleamed with a golden light. Rumble. With a teleportation, he entered the God Country, after which he used the God Country to teleport towards his destination. Luo Feng completely ignored the distant Meng Yao ancestor, who couldn't disturb him in a short period of time. Wielding the blood shadow blade, he slashed out once more. Hua! A beauty that could steal one's soul. The blade light rose. At first it was just a thread, but as it got thicker and thicker, it covered the skies and land. Endless blade lights immediately formed a huge black miniature universe. It completely enveloped the demon universe lords once again. Immediately afterward, the black miniature universe split open and a thin, resplendent golden light flashed. A very, very thin spatial rift appeared in the surrounding starry sky. This spatial rift even cut through the countless spatial fragments in the spatial rift. Darkness, retract the net. Luo Feng communicated mentally. I've been waiting for this moment. Darkness Lord looked up at the space. Rumble. When the black miniature universe dissipated, the group that had been prepared worked together. Especially the two strongest at the pinnacle of the level 5 Demon Clan leaders held on, allowing the group of universe lords to survive this calamity. Even though they were injured and all of them were heavily injured, they managed to survive that terrifying blade light. However, before they could even take a breather, an incomparably huge black pyramid appeared above them. Get in. Darkness Lord used all his strength to control the floating black prison pagoda. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The human race's 12 lords of the universe had a total of 16 godly bodies, and they were all frantically attacking the demon race lords of the universe. This caused the demon race lords of the universe to be thrown into chaos. The devouring power of the ultimate treasure was too strong. One had to know that against Lord Yuanao, just the ultimate palace treasure's devouring power was enough. Finally, Yuan Ao Lord decided to self-destruct. However, this time, it was an ultimate treasure palace, and the demon universe lords were simultaneously attacked by a large group of universe lords. Plus Luo Feng's attack from before had injured them, plus the pressure from the Golden Country and Snow Sand Ocean. Many of them had less than 10% of their original strength. Their god bodies were left with 50% or 10% of their original strength. At this time, over 3 of them had their god bodies weakened to less than 50%. Hide in the palace treasure. Hide. Block. Quickly flee. After suffering from all sorts of soul attacks and illusions, the weakened demon universe lords were in chaos. Some even fell into illusions and couldn't break out in a short period of time. So, of the 11 monstrous race lords of the universe, 3 of them entered the palace treasure that the Lord of Annihilation had taken out. But in the chaotic battle, not everyone was able to achieve the most perfect situation. With 2 streams of light, the 2 monstrous race lords of the universe were rapidly sucked into the black jail pagoda above. No! Stop them! Stop them! Several of the stronger universe lords tried to stop them. However, at this time, a flash of blade light flashed once more. No! It could only make some of the demon universe lords roar unwillingly. In the distance, demon ancestor Dream, who was rushing over at high speed, was even more furious when she saw this scene. She roared. This time, they were here to deal with the humans. They wanted to capture a group of human masters of the universe and force the humans to hand over their legacies. However, they didn't expect that before they could capture a single human universe lord, they'd already lost 1 and captured 2. Humans. Monster Ancestor Dream roared. Skywolf Master, Mohan Master. In the distance, Luo Feng smiled and muttered these 2 names. The 2 universe lords that were sucked into the Black Prison Pagoda were these 2. Ah, I've finished 2 chapters for today. Tomorrow is the 5th chapter. For the upcoming 5th chapter, everyone please vote for me. Asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1300. Within the Black Prison Pagoda, in a silent space filled with endless black mist, 2 afterimages were quickly sucked in. One was the rolling heavenly wolf, and the other was the unique beast with 3 tails, a scale body, and a triangular head, the Ink Hut beast. One was the master of the heavenly wolf, and the other was the master of the Ink Hut. They were the true ancestor-like figures of the 2 great clans in the Demon Clan, but at this moment they were imprisoned. Not good. The Sky Wolf leader blinked, waking up from the illusion and roaring. The Mohan leader beside was anxious too. Sky Wolf, what do we do? We were locked in that absolute treasure Black Prison Pagoda. The Mohan leader was anxious. Black Prison Pagoda. The Sky Wolf leader looked around anxiously. The space ripples were completely isolated from the outside world. Teleportation? God country teleportation? Don't even think of escaping. I don't have a clone. The Sky Wolf leader was anxious. It's over. This was a nightmare. Not just them. Even the strongest warriors of the universe wouldn't have any chance of escaping once they were locked in the absolute treasure palace. If they had a clone, it would be fine. However, whether it was the Sky Wolf leader or the Mohan leader, their positions amongst the monster universe lords weren't high. Hence, they didn't have a clone either. If they had a clone, their positions would naturally be different. Even if they were locked in the absolute treasure palace, those with a clone could immediately self-destruct. This way, even though they would lose their own treasures, at least they would be able to keep their lives. Wait, the Sky Wolf leader roared. We'll wait for a chance. Ancestor Meng is still outside. We still have chance. I believe Ancestor Zhun will rush over soon. When that time comes, we'll just have to steal the Black Prison Pagoda from the humans, and we'll be able to escape. Right. The Mohan leader couldn't think of any other way. This was the only one. Ancestor Meng, Ancestor Zhun, they'll definitely save us. No, damn. As the monster universe lords roared, Ancestor Meng, who was flying over at high speed, roared furiously. Their enemies, the humans, were naturally elated. Peng Worker Leader, Darkness Leader, Luo Feng, along with a large group of universe lords, all laughed, their hearts filled with happiness. The basic goal has been achieved. We've already killed 1 universe lord and captured 2 universe lords. The ones we captured are the Sky Wolf Lord and the Mohan Lord who don't have clones. They won't even be able to escape. Within the virtual universe, Peng Gong Master said excitedly, over the course of countless years, it's rare for a Lord of the universe to perish. Today, the demon folk have lost 3 of their own. Once the news spreads, the smaller factions that are far weaker than the demon folk will naturally be terrified. We were able to cause them to lose 3 lords of the universe in front of the strongest experts like Demon Ancestor Dream of the Demon Clan. In that case, it would be easy for us to deal with some small forces. Yes, the basic goal has been achieved. Now, kill and capture as many as you want. The more you kill and capture, the better the effect will be. Luo Feng, Peng Gong, and Darkness were all excited. Humanity had the Black Prison Pagoda, the Yanjun Rod, plus Luo Feng's treasures. As a result, the entire race had 3 rank 6 lords of the universe. Although they were at a disadvantage in terms of movement speed, if they fought as a whole, they would still have a certain advantage against the demon race. However, Luo Feng and the others were very clear, breaking the East River inheritance. It was destined to attract the other powers. Humanity didn't just have to face the demon clan alone. Hence, the pressure on humanity was huge. Just one demon ancestor dream was already so terrifying. What if 3 came? 5 of the strongest in the universe. This time, even Peng Gong might be suppressed and sealed. No matter what the outcome of this war is, Luo Feng thought, from the start, I have to give it my all. This war with the demon clan is just the first battle. It's also a shock and awe battle. I have to perform to the best of my abilities. That way, the other powers won't be in a rush to act. If the humans were weak, the other powers were afraid of the humans being quickly defeated and forced to submit. They were afraid that if they were late, there would be no benefits. Instead, they would rush up and attack. And the humans were terrifying. Firstly, these powers weren't willing to pay a huge price. Secondly, they weren't worried about the Demon Clan, Automaton Clan, and Bug Clan defeating the humans in a short period of time. Naturally, they would watch from the side. As long as they gave the humans a chance to breathe, then everything would be possible. After all, regarding the universe lord to the strongest, Luo Feng had already explained it to every universe lord. Who knows, at a crucial moment, Darkness Lord, Peng Gong Lord, or Primal Chaos City Leader would break through. The moment they did, then the humans' chances would be much higher. If I can break through to the universe lord level, the situation will be very different, Luo Feng thought. Right now, I only have my earth body and the golden horn beast with extremely strong battle strength. However, the moment I break through to the universe lord level, the Masha clansmen, Ocean clone, they will all have level 6 battle strength. When that happens, the situation of our human race will greatly improve. Pinnacle of level 6. In the primal universe, that was already the strongest. To reach the pinnacle of level 6 was very difficult. Normally, one would need a pinnacle of level 5 universe lord and an ultimate treasure to do so. Humanity only had a total of 3 pinnacle level 5 universe lords: Darkness, Peng Gong, and Primal Chaos. Hence, even with another 2 or 3 ultimate treasures, if given to the Ice Peak leader or Dragon leader, they wouldn't be able to unleash the pinnacle of level 6 power. Just like back then when Luo Feng's origin law comprehension was still lacking. Even with the Star Pagoda, he could only unleash a small portion of his power. Warriors, treasures, both couldn't be left out. Only then would he be able to form a level 6 battle strength. Luo Feng was different. He had created Nirvana Rebirth, the strongest level technique in the universe. Without an ultimate treasure, he could unleash the pinnacle of level 6 battle strength. Ancestor Dream is coming. Old bastard. The humans all noticed the incomparably terrifying speed that was rushing over. I'll block her, Luo Feng said. Peng Gong, Darkness, continue to deal with the group of universe lords and work hard to capture a few more. All right. Peng Gong and Darkness had seen Luo Feng's strength earlier and were confident. Hua, the 4 silver wings on Luo Feng's back fiercely expanded. They seemed to cover half of the starry sky as he hovered in space. He held the blood shadow blade in his hand as he watched Dream Demon Ancestor charging at him at an extremely high speed. At this moment, Dream Demon Ancestor seemed to have gone crazy as she let out a furious and sharp roar. Luo Feng. Go! Luo Feng's thoughts moved. Rumble. A huge tomb boat appeared out of nowhere in the air. The tomb boat collided with Demon Ancestor Dream, who couldn't slow down in time. As the tomb boat had just been taken out, its internal energy had just been activated, hence it was pushed back a little. Luo Feng immediately waved his hand and kept the tomb boat. Despicable human. Ancestor Dream madly charged at Luo Feng after colliding. She was simply too furious. Hua! Ancestor Dream's snake head fiercely opened its mouth. Xiao! A green silhouette pierced through the sky and headed towards Luo Feng. Who? The blood shadow blade in Luo Feng's hand also instantly swung out, forming an extremely thin blade light. Following that, it became thicker and thicker, directly forming a huge black miniature universe that enveloped the green illusion. After that, the miniature universe split open, a thin beam of light flashed, and the green illusion quickly flew back into demonic Ancestor Dream's mouth. The two only exchanged blows once. Ancestor Dream stared at Luo Feng. What a powerful blade technique, an ultimate treasure. Ancestor Dream was pondering on how to deal with Luo Feng. She realized that Luo Feng's blade light had terrifying penetrative power. If the Yin Jun Rod's power lies in the word heavy, then Luo Feng's blade lies in the word sharp. It was too sharp. Luo Feng's 4 silver wings spread open, and he looked at Ancestor Dream. The pinnacle of the level 6 was indeed the limit of the primal universe. When I unleashed Nirvana Rebirth, I could already feel a slight obstruction. Luo Feng thought. I didn't expect this pinnacle of the level 6 restriction to not only affect the universe's strongest, it also affects the universe knights and universe lords. Before this, the entire primal universe didn't have a single level 6 universe lord. Even if there were absolute treasures, they were all held by the universe's strongest. At this time, Luo Feng, Darkness, and Peng Gong were all level 6. The 3 of them could feel the obstruction. Yes, the pinnacle of the level 6 restriction is used by the primal universe's will to suppress the universe's strongest, preventing them from wantonly slaughtering. Luo Feng thought. However, it's not to the point where they're weaker than universe lords. Hence, even universe lords can only unleash the pinnacle of the level 6. There were many rumors before, but there was no proof. Luo Feng, Darkness, and Peng Gong had all reached the pinnacle of the level 6. Only then could they clearly feel that they couldn't break through, because the moment they got close, they would feel an extremely strong obstruction. A true universe lord, pinnacle of the level 6 is indeed the theoretical limit. Luo Feng thought. The primal universe's decision wasn't wrong. However, I am different from them. I'm the one at a disadvantage. Generation after generation of rebirth. Finally, Luo Feng, this special being, because he acquired the Duan Dong River's inheritance. Hence, there was the Blood Shadow Blade. This Blood Shadow Blade allowed him to unleash an even higher level of strength. The 3rd generation ancestor created annihilation. The moment it was unleashed, it could raise his strength again. Hence, if there was no obstruction, if Luo Feng really went all out and used annihilation, he could unleash a level 7 strength, the strongest in the universe sees most normal universe. If he reached the universe lord level, he could unleash a level 8 strength. It was a pity. Even though the primal universe suppressed the universe's strongest, it wouldn't suppress them to the point where they were weaker than the universe lords. After all, Demon Ancestor Dream, in the universe C, had close to level 8 strength. In the primal universe, she could only be at the pinnacle of the level 6. Human, you despicable bastard, if we were in the universe C, would you be my match? Demon Ancestor Dream roared. Luo Feng wielded the Blood Shadow Blade and laughed coldly. Back then, Demon God Su Jun said this to the two-faced Ancestor God too. It's a pity this is the primal universe. Just as Luo Feng and Dream Demon Ancestor clashed in the distance, the group of universe lords surrounded by the demon race suddenly erupted with a terrifying energy. Beside the demon race annihilation forbidden lord, within the palace treasure, a beast with a sawtooth shell slowly crawled out. Demon Ancestor! The demon race universe lords immediately shouted excitedly. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1301. The group of Demon Universe Lords were all extremely excited when they saw the appearance of the Demon Ancestor Jun. He had appeared. They were saved. Demon Ancestor! Demon Ancestor! They all shouted, simultaneously trying their best to defend against the attacks of the humans. They were too pitiful. Luo Feng's blade earlier in the Dark Universe had already killed one of them, scaring them into retreating back to the actual universe. However, the moment they did so, the distance between them and Meng Yao Ancestor grew even further. Boom! Patriarch Zhun Yao slowly moved, his cold eyes sweeping across the human side. At the same time, powerful divine power began to appear on the surface of his body. The divine power evaporated, forming small, mutated beasts. These mutated beasts, formed from the evaporating and burning divine power, roared and roared as they resisted the collective attack of the human universe masters. At the same time, countless turbulent waves appeared in the vast starry sky. This was the peak-level domain-type treasure, the vast water river. The moment these black waves appeared, they were crushed by the Golden Kingdom and the snowy sand sea. Demon Ancestor Zhan's cold gaze turned fiercely towards the distance. In the distance, a huge silver pair of wings spread out, almost covering half of the space. The owner of the wings was the human youth. He turned and glanced at the Demon Ancestor Zhan. Demon Ancestor Zhan, this is my territory. If you don't have a powerful domain treasure, don't take it out to embarrass yourself. Luo Feng, Demon Forefather Zhan, was entrenched there, while the severely injured demon race lords of the universe fled into the palace treasures at the side. They didn't dare to flee before. They were afraid that the palace treasures would be absorbed into the Black Prison Pagoda. If that happened, they would be wiped out. However, now that the Demon Ancestor Zhan had appeared, the injured universe lords could naturally enter and recover their strength. After all, to deal with this battle, they had all prepared precious treasures to deal with the danger. As long as they were willing to pay the price, they could easily recover in a short period of time. Luo Feng, didn't you lose your wings? Demon Ancestor Zhan looked at Luo Feng. He wasn't anxious at all. I've regained it, can't I? Luo Feng smiled. Of course you can. To be able to obtain the inheritance of Duandong River, naturally he's not normal. Demon Ancestor Zhan said casually. On the surface, he seemed relaxed. However, he was observing the situation. No matter what, the Demon Universe Lords were all temporarily hiding. He and Meng Yao Ancestor were in no danger. Naturally, he could observe clearly. Absolute Treasure Black, Prison Pagoda. The controller is Darkness Leader? Darkness Leader is actually a human. Demon Ancestor Zhan swiftly observed and was shocked. Darkness Leader, Peng Gong, Luo Feng. There were actually 3 pinnacle level 6 warriors. One had to know that in the primeval universe, peak type 6 combat strength was already the strongest. My wings are in my hands, and the control of my domain is in my hands. Are you disappointed? Luo Feng stood in mid-air, his voice piercing through his domain, resounding throughout. Peng Worker, Darkness, let's work together and let that old bastard see how powerful we humans are. Luo, kill. The human side laughed loudly. They didn't hold back. Peng Gong immediately rushed forward. Darkness Leader 2 controlled the Black Prison Pagoda. The power of the Black Prison Pagoda grew explosively. Very quickly, it became a glaring white and emitted a white light. The entire Black Prison Pagoda became a beam of white light and smashed towards Demon Ancestor Zhan. Kill. Destroy this old Demon Ancestor. Smash his outer shell. The other 12 human masters of the universe launched their attacks together. In an instant, the human side was bombarded with attacks. In the distance, Meng Yao Ancestor, who was being blocked by Luo Feng, was enraged. Even though Demon Ancestor Zhan's defense could easily block them, he could only unleash the pinnacle level 6 strength. Being surrounded like this naturally meant he was being trampled on. Despicable human. Meng Yao roared, her speed soaring. Shua. She wanted to go around Luo Feng. Her speed was simply too fast. Luo Feng couldn't rely on his speed to block her. Pung! The huge silver wings that covered half of the starry sky suddenly flapped and turned into a huge saber radiance. The saber radiance instantly swept through the space-time and turned into a black miniature universe that enveloped Demon Ancestor Dream. The black miniaturized universe suddenly exploded. A huge silver snake easily rushed out of the black miniature universe. You want to stop me without using a powerful treasure? Meng Yao Ancestor's huge snake head looked coldly at Luo Feng. Simultaneously, it became a blur and knocked open the silver wings and rushed towards Demon Ancestor Zhen. My god energy is still weaker. Luo Feng shook his head. It's obviously the strongest level blade technique of the universe. The Wu Slaying Wing's power is weaker. Hence, it can only unleash the pinnacle level 5 strength. Shua! With a flap of his wings, Luo Feng flew over. Demon Ancestor Zhen and Meng Yao Ancestor immediately gathered. It was a giant silver snake and a strange beast with a sawtooth shell. The two of them were entrenched in the air. No matter how the humans surrounded them, the two of them could easily block it. Their defense is too strong. Meng Yao Ancestor has an absolute treasure armor. Even though that Demon Ancestor Zhen doesn't have one, he's naturally good at defense. Especially in the Primal Universe, Pinnacle Level 6 attacks, he doesn't even need an absolute treasure to easily block them. The humans swiftly realized the problem. Fight! No matter how they fought, they would be fine. And the moment they wanted to escape with their speed, they could easily do so. Within the virtual universe, in front of the huge axe shrine. What do we do? Those two old monsters are the strongest in the universe. We can't do anything to them. I think we should retreat. We've already achieved our goal this time. We've killed one universe lord and captured 2 of them. The demon race has suffered such a huge loss. As long as the news gets out, it'll be enough to shock the weaker powers. It'll also be enough to make the Prison Clan, Crystal Clan, and the strongest solitary warriors not rush to act. Retreat? The masters of the universe, sitting at the long table, had solemn expressions on their faces as they expressed their opinions one by one. Tombboat, Luo Feng suddenly said. Immediately, there was silence. Luo Feng, are we going to use this move? Peng Gong Lord hesitated. Darkness Lord hesitated too, and the other universe lords were suspicious. They didn't understand what Luo Feng meant by the tombboat. One had to know that the tombboat was a ship. It didn't have any means to attack the outside world. Only by allowing enemies to enter the boat would it have many means of attack. However, in the entire universe sea, who didn't know how terrifying the tombboat was? Nobody would be stupid enough to enter. Luo Feng? Ice Peak Lord asked curiously. Luo Feng has a trump card. Darkness Lord said directly. Junior, you'll know in a while. Luo Feng, you think we really have to use it now? Why not wait until the next wave to deal with the other powers? If we can use it now, we can use it next time too. Luo Feng said directly. What's more, even if the demon race suffers a huge loss, the humans won't tell the automaton and bug race about this trump card. After all, if they suffer a loss, they'll probably want the other races to suffer as well. Darkness Lord and Peng Gong Lord nodded. What do we do? Peng Gong Lord asked. The demon race's universe lords are currently hiding in the Pinnacle Palace treasures. There's nothing we can do. Hide and let them come out again. Luo Feng said directly. Darkness Lord and Peng Gong Lord glanced at each other. Everyone listen well. Darkness Lord said directly. The battle is about to begin. Asterisk, 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 when the experts of the human race split a bit of their consciousness to communicate and plan in the virtual universe. The moment Demon Ancestor Dream and Demon Ancestor Jin gathered, the two of them also communicated for a very short period of time. Very soon, the two old ancestors finally made their move. Go! Jin Yao sat there and roared softly. Immediately, a huge black all appeared in midair. This was Zhen Yao's ultimate treasure, the domain shattering all. This awl was similar to the tip of his tail. Normally, in the universe C, this awl would be fused into the tip of his tail. This way, it could extend and form armor to protect the body. Secondly, close combat was his forte. And now, to speed up the battle, he used the awl as a spirit weapon treasure. Ong, the awl howled, causing space to shatter and form a huge tornado like storm in space. This was a huge black tornado. It was extremely fast. The awl howled and clashed with the black prison pagoda. Pong! The black prison pagoda tumbled and retreated. The awl, however, drew an arc, and after dissipating the impact, it headed straight for Pungong Lord. Damn humans! Dream Yao's huge snake head suddenly opened its mouth. Xiao! A green silhouette flew out and headed for Pungong Lord. Block it! Block that awl! The group of universe lords on the human side attacked at the same time, their attacks landing on the frightening domain-shattering awl. But even so, the domain-shattering awl and the cyan blur arrived before Pungong at almost the same time. Although Pungong tried his best to block the attack, he was still sent flying by the attack. Destroy! A green silhouette and a black tornado. The two simultaneously swept towards the 12 human masters of the universe and the Lord of Darkness. The Lord of Darkness hurriedly controlled the black prison pagoda to fly over. Boom! The black prison pagoda did its best to block the green phantom, while the domain-shattering all formed a black tornado that swept towards the human masters of the universe. Block it! Hide at the back! All of them tried their best to resist. Fortunately, including the Lord of Darkness, there were a total of 17 Lord of the Universe divine bodies. They attacked at the same time and forcefully blocked the power of the Green Phantom. Only the Iceberg Lord, who was at the forefront, was injured. The green silhouette finally stopped. It was actually a peculiar green awl. Retreat. Go. Retreat. At the side of the Black Pyramid, the human race's masters of the universe all flew into the Black Prison Pagoda, including the Master of Darkness. So. The Black Pyramid, Pungong Lord and Luo Feng became 3 beams of light and immediately retreated. Asterisk. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1302. Monster Ancestor Meng and Zhen. These 2 highest beings of the monster race, seeing the humans trying to escape, how could they just let them go? They had already lost 3 masters of the universe. How terrifying of a loss was that? Ever since the rise of the monster race, they had never suffered such a loss, and it was right in front of them. Escape, can you escape? Monster Ancestor Meng and Zhen both became images, their speed reaching 10 times light speed, 100 times light speed. In an instant, Monster Ancestor Meng became a 100 million kilometers long silver snake, blocking the path of the escaping humans. At this moment, the figures of the demon race's lords of the universe appeared beside Demon Patriarch Zhen. They were the 9 injured lords of the universe. Stay beside me and attack the humans. Monster Ancestor Zhen ordered. Yes, damn humans. Howl. These demon race lords of the universe were either flying beasts or mutated beasts. All of them stood beside the demon patriarch and unleashed all sorts of attacks. Hypnotism, soul attacks, spirit weapons. Even Luo Feng, Darkness Emperor, and Pungong Lord found it hard to deal with these attacks. Although they had caused the enemy to lose 3, the ones they had lost were the weakest of the original 12 lords of the universe. At this time, their bodies were almost fully recovered. Their combined attacks were still terrifying. Rumble. Countless shattered space particles formed a black storm, the tip of which was the domain-shattering awl. Xiao. The green shadow howled and flew over. Damn. While controlling the treasure, Monster Ancestor Meng too became an image. Whoosh! A spherical palace treasure appeared in the sky above the human race. The enormous crystal ball floated in the air, and a powerful suction force was exerted on the human race. In an instant, the monster race was already giving it their all. As long as the humans were careless, they would be sucked in and sealed. Ha ha! In terms of suppressive treasures, you monsters are far from it. With a wave of his hand, the Lord of Darkness disappeared. At the same time, a beam of black light appeared. This beam of black light flew above the demon clan. As it flew, it kept expanding until it became a huge black pyramid. At the bottom of the black pyramid was an endless abyss. The powerful, swallowing energy immediately swallowed the monster race below. "Be careful," demonic forefather Jun ordered via voice transmission. "Do not retreat from my surroundings." Yes, yes. Previously, we were besieged consecutively. That's why Sirius and Mohu fell for it. These demon race sovereigns were not afraid at all, even if they didn't shake the demon ancestor. As long as they weren't attacked by others, these demon race sovereigns could join forces to resist the devouring. Not to mention, demon ancestor Jun was protecting him. At the edge of the abyss, at the bottom of the black prison tower, floating above the demon clan, figures appeared. They were the masters of the universe from the human race. Demon race die. The iceberg master, the dragon master, and the desolate mirror master showed no mercy at all. They attacked from the edge of the abyss below the black prison tower. There were a total of 13 people attacking, including the master of darkness inside the black prison tower. In terms of divine bodies, there were 17 of them. In an instant, 9 of them simultaneously attacked the demon clan universe lords below. The other 8, including the master of darkness, worked together to attack demon ancestor Jun. Demon ancestor Jun's divine energy rose from his body, transforming into countless beasts that blocked time and again. At the same time, he controlled the domain, shattering all to attack the black prison tower. The black prison tower's devouring and the human universe lord's crazy attacks were indeed very difficult to deal with. Pong! The black storm collided with the black prison pagoda. Under the impact, the domain shattering all tumbled about amidst the countless spatial particles. The black prison pagoda was also sent flying. The human masters of the universe inside the pagoda had no choice but to stop their attacks. Rumble! Rumble! Luo Feng and Peng Construction Master, one wielding the Blood Shadow Blade and the other the Yanjun Rod. Both of them simultaneously faced Demon Ancestor Dream. Luo Feng's Blood Shadow Blade was extremely sharp and had terrifying piercing power, and the Yanjun Rod was even more powerful and extremely heavy. With the two working together, even if Demonic Ancestor Dream used all her methods, close combat and spirit weapon attacks, she would still be at a disadvantage, not to mention dealing with Luo Feng and Luo Feng. Peng, Luo Feng's Blood Shadow Blade clashed with Demon Ancestor Dream's tail, causing him to fly backwards uncontrollably. Go! Luo Feng fiercely waved his hand. In midair, a tomb boat appeared out of nowhere. The tomb boat charged towards Demon Ancestor Jun in a majestic manner. It's no use. Demon Ancestor Jun led the 9 Demon Universe Lords beside him and slightly moved downwards, easily dodging the tomb boat. The weakness of the tomb boat was well known. Even though it was indestructible, it couldn't be used to attack. Rumble! Right at this moment, the Black Hell Pagoda above seemed to have gone berserk. It suddenly sank downwards, and the 17 divine clones of the 13 Universe Lords, including the Lord of Darkness, all wildly attacked downwards. And the Black Prison Tower immediately smashed downwards. In an instant, a total of 9 clones all attacked Demon Ancestor Jun. The Black Prison Tower, too, smashed downwards. Scram! Demon Ancestor Jun controlled the domain, shattering all and used all his strength to defend. At this time, Demon Patriarch Jun didn't take it to heart at all. It was this tomb boat that had dodged the attacks of the 7 divine clones. The instant this tomb boat whizzed past the group of demon lords, the group of universe lords who were being attacked by the 7 divine clones, actually Xiao. A total of 6 silhouettes were instantly swallowed by the tomb boat. So, the tomb boat flew at high speed into the distance. Demon Ancestor Jun and the 3 surviving Demon Clan lords were stunned for a while, after which they were completely shocked. Enraged. No! Demon Ancestor Jun let out an enraged roar. Humans, humans, humans! The Annihilation Forbidden Lord, Blood-Carving Lord, and Catfish Lord were completely enraged to the point of insanity. Who? Demon Ancestor Jun immediately kept the 3 surviving Demon Clan Universe Lords into his Pinnacle Palace treasure, after which the huge sawtooth shell beast roared and its speed soared to the maximum, rushing towards the tomb boat. At this time, Demon Ancestor Jun was completely enraged, falling into a state of madness. He even forgot that he couldn't break the tomb boat. No! The distant Demon Ancestor Dream finally realized what had happened. Humans, humans. Demon Ancestor Dream, too, let out a shrill cry. Simultaneously, her speed soared, and she rushed towards the tomb boat. In Pungong, Luo Feng and the Darkness Lord, who walked out of the floating black prison tower, looked at each other and smiled. No, no, no. The enraged Demon Ancestor Jun quickly caught up to the tomb boat. He controlled the domain, shattering all, and smashed into the tomb boat time and time again, causing the surrounding space to turn into countless particles. Even the shock waves reached deep into the space. Smashed again and again, madly attacking. Demon Ancestor Jun himself gave his all to attack the tomb boat. Break, break, break. Demon Ancestor Jun was currently filled with rage, guilt, and unwillingness. These intense emotions caused him to madly attack the tomb boat. Even Demon Ancestor Dream, who had caught up, was in a state of madness and unwillingness. She too madly attacked the tomb boat. However, the tomb boat continued to advance majestically. What's going on? What exactly happened just now? I only felt an extremely strong willpower attack. Demon Ancestor Jun communicated to the 3 universe lords within the palace treasure. Within the palace treasure space, the Annihilation Restriction Lord and Blood-Carving Lord were entrenched in the vast grass plains. They had yet to recover from the shock from before. The moment they heard Demon Ancestor Jun's voice resound throughout the grass plains. When we were attacked by the human universe lords earlier, we all went all out. We didn't have any defenses at all. The Annihilation Restriction Lord lowered his head and said hoarsely. His triangular eyes flashed with a raging gold light. When the tomb boat flew past us, a terrifying willpower attack engulfed us. Lord Blood-Carving Lord, Lord Catfish, and I all have extremely strong willpower. That's why we were able to stay conscious and resist that sudden devouring force. Although I only saw it for a moment, I saw it clearly. The huge beast covered in blood-colored scales and with spikes on its back spoke. When the tomb boat flew past us, the cabin door was open. Furthermore, an incomparably terrifying willpower attack was emitted from the cabin door. In addition, we were all attacked by the human universe lords. Some were soul attacks, illusion attacks, and so on. Under this sudden willpower attack, even I was barely able to stay conscious. The other universe lords instantly lost control and were devoured. It's very normal. Willpower? Powerful willpower attack. Could it be that the human race moved the black patterned stone pillar into the tomb boat? Demon Ancestor Jun and Demon Ancestor Dream floated in the starry sky. They had already stopped attacking. They could not do anything to the tomb boat. Damn it. Demon Ancestor Dream was incomparably furious. This time, we brought 12 universe lords. Our strongest Annihilation Restriction and Blood-Carving Lord withstood it. Catfish is extremely good at willpower. Just the 3 of them. This time, we brought 12 universe lords with avatars. 5 of them have avatars. Annihilation Restriction Lord, Catfish, and the other 3 have been suppressed by the devouring force. They should be able to self-detonate soon. Although we lost our treasures, we managed to keep our lives. In this battle, we lost 6 universe lords, half, and a large number of treasures. Demon Ancestor Dream and Demon Ancestor Jun concluded. Their hearts ached. A total of 12 had come. 1 had been killed, and 8 had been captured. Fortunately, 3 of the captured 8 had avatars, which could self-detonate and escape. Rumble, The tomb boat flew into the distance, and the black prison pagoda also flew towards the tomb boat. The humans are all hiding in the black prison pagoda. What should we do? Demon Ancestor Dream and Demon Ancestor Jun watch from afar. What could they do? Attack the black prison pagoda? At most, it would be a waste of time. Therefore, the two of them could only watch as the cabin door of the tomb boat opened again. Although they gritted their teeth, they did not dare to fly into the cabin door. Therefore, they could only watch as the black prison pagoda flew into the cabin door. The third chapter had arrived. There was a delay in the middle. Only now did I finish writing the third chapter. Tomato will continue to write. I will definitely finish writing the fifth chapter. Everyone can wake up tomorrow morning and read it. Asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1303. Within the tomb boat, within the main hall. Ah, awesome. That's awesome. The demon race probably doesn't even have time to cry this time. They even wanted to take advantage of the fact that we humans are weak to deal with us. Right now, they're probably gnashing their teeth in hatred and unwillingness. The more they hate, the better. I want them to hate. Within the main hall, Luo Feng, Pungong Lord, Darkness Lord, Dragon Lord, Ice Peak Lord, Green East Lord, the 15 Universe Lord were gathered together. They were all extremely excited and carefree. Look at those two demon patriarchs. Lord Yuho pointed outside. The walls of the tomb boat's hall, cabin walls, etc. weren't obstructions at all, allowing Luo Feng and his group to easily see the space outside. They could also see the huge silver snake and the sawtooth beast in the distant space. Clearly, the two demon race patriarchs were looking over, their eyes burning with endless flames of anger, hatred, rage. Luo Feng and the group of upper echelons of humanity laughed even more happily. The results of this battle were even better than expected. Luo Feng, how many did you catch? I vaguely saw that there were only 3 left beside the Demon Jun ancestor. The 6 you caught? Are they still alive? Green East Lord asked. Out of the 6 universe lords I captured, 3 of them had clones. Luo Feng smiled. Hence, the moment they woke up, they immediately self-destructed. There's only 3 left. You have 3. Darkness Lord said, my black prison pagoda has 2, plus the one you killed. This time, the demon race has lost a total of 6 demon race members and quite a number of their treasures. 6. Which pinnacle race loses 6 universe lords at once? This has never happened before. Before Jun and Dream Ancestor, we've already made them lose 6 universe lords. Those lower tier powers probably won't even dare to make a move. That was natural, like the Thorny Ring Alliance and the 9 Regions Alliance. They might only have a total of 20 to 30 universe lords. Even the upper echelons of an alliance combined wouldn't match up to the demon race, because the 2 strongest of the demon race were already comparable to the group of universe lords. If the demon race lost 6, what if the Thorny Ring Alliance fought against the humans? In one clash, they would lose at least 10 or 20. Those clans were all frightened and did not dare to easily interfere in this war. Then, a large number of second-class organizations would not easily intervene. In fact, in the entire primeval universe, the second-class organizations, unaffiliated organizations, and so on, when added together, the number of universe lords made up the majority of the primeval universe. Even though they were weak, they had the numbers after all. Luo Feng, how did you do it? What happened? Right, Luo Feng. How did this tomb boat suddenly capture 6 universe lords? Dragon Travel Leader, Desolate Mirror Leader, Void Gold Leader, and the others were all curious. You all wish to know? Luo Feng's gaze swept past the universe lords. They all nodded. Of course, they wanted to know how ruthless it was to capture so many masters of the universe at once. Of course, they wanted to see it for themselves. Since Luo Feng had told the Darkness Lord and Pungong before, there shouldn't be any need to hide it. Don't regret it. Luo Feng laughed. Regret what? The Dragon King was puzzled. You'll know in a while. Darkness Lord, Peng Worker Lord and Luo Feng exchanged glances and laughed. Luo Feng waved his hand. Watch carefully. Boom! The doors to the main hall opened automatically, and the group of universe lords all turned towards the doors. In just a moment, an incomparably strong will attack descended. Lord Yuho immediately knelt down, his whole body trembling, and most of the other universe lords had ugly expressions on their faces. Only the Ice Peak Master and a few others could withstand it. Soon, the willpower attack disappeared, and the universe lords completely recovered. Willpower impact? What a powerful willpower attack. What treasure! The masters of the universe couldn't help but ask in shock. Beside him, the Darkness Master said, most of you do not possess sufficient willpower and are unable to approach that treasure. Luo Feng nodded. The treasure is in another part of the tomb boat pathway. It's over 10,000 kilometers away from here. I removed the defenses, and that's when you felt the willpower attack. If the treasure were to reach you, those at the peak of Universe Lord willpower would still be fine. The rest would probably not be able to withstand it. The weaker ones would probably lose consciousness. It's that powerful. Only those at the peak of Universe Lord willpower can safely reach the treasure. The Dragon King, Ice Peak Master, and Desolate Mirror Master were all shocked. This willpower attack was simply too strong. Luo Feng smiled. That drop of Godblood's willpower attack spread out in all directions. Even so, only those at the peak of Universe Lord willpower could reach it. If one could restrict the willpower attack in one direction, it could completely sweep away all warriors below the strongest in the universe willpower. It was definitely a terrifying weapon. Normally, a vessel that could store the Godblood was already very hard to find. Like the Wu Killer Wings that could store the Godblood, or the Star Pagoda could do it too, and the Tomb Boat could do it too, and it could seal the willpower attack. I know, Luo Feng. The opening of your Tomb Boat cabin door must have been a sudden willpower attack. The Lord of the Nether Marquis stood up and sighed. That group of masters of the universe is already suffering from our collective attacks, be it illusory arts or other means. Now that they are suddenly struck by such a strong will, those with weaker wills would probably be stunned. Even the ultimate will masters of the universe, because they're already under attack, they might also be affected. Only the strongest in the universe would have a 100% chance of success. As long as they use another Pinnacle Palace treasure to absorb, those without any resistance would be instantly swallowed. Hence, the ones that escaped were the Annihilation Restriction Lord, Blood Carving Lord, and Catfish Lord. Luo Feng exclaimed. In a war, it was destined that those caught were the weaker ones. The stronger they were, the harder it was to catch them. After a round of celebration, they soon had to part. Let's go, back to the primal region. You all leave first. I'll stay behind to control the tomb boat and clean up the mess. Luo Feng said. Including the Darkness Lord, everyone nodded. Simultaneously, a blurry black light appeared within the main palace. Just like back then when Luo Feng was able to teleport from the God Country to the Star Pagoda, the same logic, Luo Feng, as the Tomb Boat Master, didn't obstruct him. Naturally, he could teleport to the God Country. And this was also the safest place to teleport. If it was outside, he would probably be attacked by the two demon ancestors filled with rage. Within the blurry black light, Darkness Lord, Peng Worker Lord, Dragon Lord, and Void Gold Lord all nodded or smiled at Luo Feng. He could faintly see the other end of the God Country teleportation, that vast God Country world. Shwa! They all vanished. Virtual Universe, Thunder Island Peak. Luo Feng went to see his teacher. Great victory. The Primal Chaos City leader was also aware of the progress of the battle. The moment he saw Luo Feng, he was incomparably excited. You've done well this time, even better than the original plan. This way, our human race's situation is much better. Luo Feng nodded. Teacher, then I'll follow the plan from before and discuss with the demon race. Go ahead and discuss. The Primal Chaos City leader nodded. I hope the demon race knows when to stop and not be too greedy. All right, Luo Feng nodded. Within the tomb boat, Luo Feng sat in the throne in the main hall, gently letting out a sigh of relief. The first step was not bad. Luo Feng thought. At least humanity won't be in such a desperate situation now. What he was most afraid of back then was humanity being defeated, causing the other races to be afraid of being too slow. If they were to attack together, almost every power in the primal universe would attack. That would be a desperate situation. Humanity would have to give up all their territories and completely hide within the primal universe. Then what would they do in the future? The strong had to be born in life and death situations. And if they were to become the public enemy of the primal universe, then the other powers in the cosmic sea would naturally surround and attack humanity. That would cause the human powers to be unable to move an inch. The situation would be incomparably terrible. They've all left. I'm the only one left here. Luo Feng stood up. He stayed behind for two reasons. 1. Everyone had left. He had to stay behind to control the tomb boat. 2. He had to finish the negotiations. Luo Feng's thoughts moved. Rumble. The tomb boat vanished in mid-air, and Luo Feng appeared in the silent space. In contrast to the emotions of the humans, the two demon patriarchs of the demon race were filled with anger, indignation, and shame as they looked at the mausoleum boat from afar. There was madness, anger, and shame. In short, their emotions were extremely complicated. The losses that the demon race had suffered this time could be said to be unprecedented. They had let down the demon race's masters of the universe. That willpower attack, just what treasure is it? Ancestor Dream communicated. Even though there are a few items in the universe that contain killing energy and willpower attacks, those are very weak. Most of them don't even reach the undying level. Treasures that can allow one to break through to the universe night level are even rarer. However, the human race actually has a treasure that can cause the universe lords to almost collapse. I've never heard of it, Ancestor Zhun said solemnly. It could be from within the tomb boat. That tomb boat was after all left behind by that Duan Dong He. But our losses this time. Ancestor Dream's eyes were filled with unwillingness. Losses? Naturally, we have to make up for it. Ancestor Zhun stared hard at the distant tomb boat. Hua! The tomb ship vanished into thin air. A silver-winged, silver-armored man with a stone saber on his back appeared in the starry sky. He walked over step by step while saying, Demon Ancestor Zhun, Demon Ancestor Meng, do you want your 5 universe lords to return alive? Chapter 4 has arrived. Tomato continued writing the 5th chapter. Asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1304. The two patriarchs of the demon race, Demon Patriarch Zhun and Demon Patriarch Meng, stayed in the starry sky and looked at the humans who had crossed the void. Luo Feng, Demon Ancestor Zhun, said solemnly. Dream stared at Luo Feng, almost as though she wanted to use her gaze to kill him. The two of them were very clear. This Luo Feng himself had the pinnacle of level 6 strength, and he could easily escape into the tomb boat. Not just the two of them. Even if there were 10 more strongest warriors in the universe, they wouldn't be able to kill him. Their original plan was to capture a group of human universe lords and use them to force the humans into submission. Speak, what are your conditions? Demon Ancestor Zhun said solemnly. Luo Feng laughed softly. The conditions are simple, as long as your demon race doesn't participate in this war. I can add a time limit. Within 1 era, your demon race universe lords, the strongest of the universe, are forbidden from appearing in the human territories. As for after that era, it's up to you. This war will be very quick. Just like the first clash with the demon race, it took a long time to describe. However, it ended in a short while. Luo Feng estimated that it would be rare for this war to last 100 years. Setting a time limit of 1 era was enough. If we agree, your human race will release our 5 universe lords? Demon Ancestor Zhun said. Of course. Luo Feng nodded. Demon Ancestor Zhun and Dream glanced at each other, communicating secretly. However, we'll return them to you after 1 era. Luo Feng smiled. After 1 era? Demon Ancestor Jun said solemnly, "Your human race doesn't have the sincerity to negotiate. Just a promise won't work." Luo Feng shook his head and laughed. "The benefits involved in this matter are not small. Before our desires, any promises are fake. Therefore, it must be done after an epoch. As long as you don't get involved in this epoch, the 5 masters of the universe of your monstrous race will be able to return safely. We won't take any of their treasures." Demon Ancestor Jun and Dream communicated secretly. "What do we do?" Dream asked. "Their deaths will be worth it." Demon Ancestor Jun replied. "Give up?" Dream understood. "Our race has more than 20 universe lords. Even if we lose 6 and have hopes of becoming the strongest in the universe, annihilation and blood carving are still alive. Since that's the case, we'll just lose 6 of them." Demon Forefather Jun's voice transmission was incomparably cruel. "The chance to transcend samsara is incomparably important to our race. In terms of strength, even if our race's masters of the universe don't interfere, just the 2 of us joining forces would rank at the top in the entire primeval universe. How can we give up on this chance?" Okay, Demon Ancestor Dream also made a decision. If those 5 masters of the universe died, then so be it. He gave up. Luo Feng stood in the air, looking at the 2 fiend ancestors. "Have you thought it through? If we really go all out, the consequences might be more serious than you 2 expect. Their deaths are a contribution to the entire demon race." Demon Ancestor Jun looked coldly at Luo Feng. "Luo Feng, I want to see how far you can go." "Humph. The ancestor has been suppressed. The huge axe has fallen. You humans are destined, even if you work hard and become the strongest in the future. I'm afraid you won't have a good ending. Before I have a good ending, I'll make sure you 2 don't have a good ending." Luo Feng laughed lightly. "Let's go." Demonic Ancestor Jun bellowed. "Our demon clan will take revenge for this." Demon Ancestor Dream hissed. Boom, boom. The 2 silhouettes immediately sped up, reaching light speed and vanishing into space. Luo Feng shook his head. "Seriously, those 2 old bastards are really vicious. The 5 universe lords, they just gave up like that." However, Luo Feng's eyes were serious. From the negotiations with the demon clan, he could tell that their determination was huge and their thirst was extremely strong. From this, he could deduce the Bug Clan, Automaton Clan, Prison Clan, Crystal Clan, Space Beast Alliance, Ancestral God Sect, and the strongest lone warriors. All of them probably had extremely strong thirst. The chance to transcend the reincarnation cycle. Who wouldn't thirst for it? If Luo Feng said he didn't, the other big powers probably wouldn't believe him. At this time, explaining was useless. Ancestral God Sect, Space Beast Alliance. My relationship with them is still good. Luo Feng thought, however, when it comes to the chance to transcend the reincarnation cycle, even if I have a little bit of relationship with them, it probably doesn't mean much. Personal relationship. Before the fate of the race, it meant nothing. Teacher Mountain Passenger has been very kind to me, Luo Feng thought, and his own strength is very high and profound. If he needs it, I can give him some information, and he can also help my race. The Duan Dong River inheritance was obtained by himself. The decision was naturally up to him. However, from Undying to Night to Universe Lord to the strongest warrior of the universe, this system of inheritance, Luo Feng would naturally only give it to his own race. This system would greatly increase the chances of humanity producing a strong warrior. And what he would give to Mountain Passenger were the experiences and lessons of the strongest warriors of the universe, etc. After all, 1, he was able to reach where he was today because of his teacher's help. Secondly, all the people on Earth were actually created by the Mountain Traveler. I'll return for now. Luo Feng's thoughts moved. So, the tomb boat first teleported a few times, and then a God Country teleportation, swiftly returning to the primal region. Demon Territory, Demon Ancestor Secret Region. Demon Ancestor, save us. Demon Ancestor, think of a way to save us. Master of the Heaven Wolf Clan and the other lords of the demon clans, 5 in total, had their god power clones prostrating on the ground, screaming, howling, and whimpering as they begged for help from Patriarch Dream and Patriarch Shin. They really didn't want to die just like that. This was only the Primal Universe era. They could at least live for another 2 more eras. If they were to die in a direct battle, it would be fine, but to be sealed and killed, it would be too humiliating. Falling into the hands of the humans, Meng and I have no choice. Jun Ancestor's clone said solemnly, they will definitely bring you to the Primal Universe. In there, using the Primal Universe's origin energy, they can easily kill you. It's not that, Meng, and I don't want to save you. It's just that we have no choice. Demon Ancestor. No. Skywolf Leader and the others were all in extreme pain. They weren't worried about being soul-controlled, because the Universe Lord's godly energy and soul were extremely powerful. Even though there had been instances of soul control, they were all the strongest in the universe controlling the Universe Lord. There had never been a case of a Universe Lord controlling another Universe Lord. And the human race's progenitor being suppressed, battle axe falling. None of the strongest in the universe would act against them. Even if they used the Primal Universe's origin energy, they could at most kill them. But if they wanted to soul control them, they could totally control themselves and self-destruct. Primal Universe, Primal Chaos City. The demon race is really greedy. They don't even care about the 5 Universe Lords. The Primal Chaos City leader ordered furiously, spread the news of this battle. The news of Battle Axe falling has only just begun to spread amongst the automaton race, demon race, and bug race territories. The other powers still don't know about it. Spread the news of this battle too. Let them think about the consequences of dealing with us humans. Okay, spread the news. On the human side, all of them were furious at the demon race's refusal to negotiate, showing their greed. Spread the news. Use the virtual universe to spread the information network throughout the Primal Universe. It can be spread swiftly. Let us first deal with the 5 Universe Lords of the demon race. The Primal Chaosity leader looked around at the Universe Lords. I will use the Primal Universe's origin energy to suppress them. Everyone can try and see if you can control them. Okay. Darkness, you're good at it. You can try first. The human experts were filled with rage because the demon race refused to show their greed. It made them understand this battle would be unprecedentedly intense. The previous battle was just an appetizer. This formless pressure caused the human experts to be filled with rage. Soul control demon universe lords? Kill the demon universe lords? The human universe lords were naturally all willing to do it. When the humans purposely spread the news, the bug race, demon race, and automaton race clashed once more. In the silent space, 3 powerful consciousnesses gathered and turned into 3 blurry shadows. They were the shadow of an oval black ball, the shadow of a large silver snake, and the shadow of a slim figure. Dream Tea, what's going on? Dream Tea, what's going on? The black oval ball and the slender figure spoke one after another. The silver snake said hoarsely, "Even if I don't say, the humans will spread the news very quickly. Just now, when our 3 races moved out, our demon race team had just set off when we met the human universe lords team. We met the humans. What's the situation?" The automaton godfather and the bug queen asked. As they hadn't truly fallen out with the humans in this final war, they weren't sure of the humans' trump cards. After all, the humans had once produced the invincible ancestor of the universe, C, and also had Luo Feng, who inherited the Duandong River. Hence, none of them dared to underestimate the humans. They were worried that they had trump cards. Our race has lost 6 universe lords. The silver snake said hoarsely. What? 6? The automaton godfather and the bug queen were shocked, unable to believe it. The humans are that strong? The automaton godfather asked. The silver snake said, right, the humans are very strong. Any one of our 3 races, if we were to face them alone, would be at a disadvantage. How can they be so strong? The automaton godfather and the bug queen wanted to know what the humans had up their sleeves. I'm afraid it's all because of that Luo Feng. The silver snake said, this Luo Feng's strength is already at the pinnacle of level 6. Our race has lost 6 universe lords, of which 5 were suppressed and sealed. The last was killed by Luo Feng on the spot. His blade technique is terrifying. And the humans also have 2 ultimate treasures. They're probably brought by Luo Feng. Ancestor Dream said so much, yet she didn't mention the willpower attack. Because Luo Feng's strength, 2 ultimate treasures, the moment the automaton and bug race clashed, they would easily find out. It wasn't worth hiding. And the treasure with the terrifying willpower attack was the reason why the demon race suffered so much. With such huge losses, they naturally hoped that the automaton and bug race would suffer too. When the demon race, machinery race, and insect race exchanged intelligence again, another piece of news spread across the entire primeval universe as the news of Giant Axe's death spread. The lords of the universe, led by the demon race's demon patriarch Dream and demon patriarch Zhun, attacked the human race and engaged in a battle with the human race. The demon race lost 6 lords of the universe, while the human race remained unscathed. 5 chapters completed. Writing was slow. It was already 4, but he finally finished. His promise was completed. He had to notify them in advance tomorrow. Tomorrow's update would be at night. Tomorrow morning, he would have to sleep in. This notification didn't count as being late. Sweat, right? If you have recommendation votes, you can support too. Treat it as a reward for Tomatoes' 5 chapters. To be continued. If you like this work, please come come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1305. Prison Clan Ancestral Mountain. Towering silhouettes stood in the vast hall. These towering silhouettes were either rock spirits with their entire bodies burning with flames, or burly and furry bodies with only one eye and no mouth on their heads. They were all different creatures. Some were flesh and blood, some were rock, and some were metal. This was the prison clan, a very chaotic clan. However, every single one of them emitted an endless evil aura. This was common to all the prison clans' rising beings. Demon Ancestor, there's news. 2 universe lords spoke one after another. In the hall, the evil silhouette on the throne looked down with a pair of red eyes. Speak quickly. Demon Lord, you go first. Yes, I just received news that the humans and the Yao clan had a battle. The Yao clan was led by Meng Yao Ancestor and Zhun Yao Ancestor, while the humans were also led by universe lords. The 2 clashed. The Yao clan lost 6 universe lords, while the humans were unharmed. What? The humans were unharmed? The silhouettes in the hall were all shocked. The demon ancestor on the throne said slowly, "The humans are indeed not to be underestimated. Meng Yao Ancestor and Zhun Yao Ancestor have already joined the battle, yet they still lost 6 universe lords." Demon Ancestor, I have news to add. My disciple is currently in the ancestral god Sex Circe Island. The humans have some members on the island too. I heard their conversation. I know about the battle. I also heard that the Milky Way leader, Luo Feng, killed a universe lord with 1 blade and fought against Meng Yao Ancestor and Jin Yao Ancestor. That Luo Feng is that powerful to be able to obtain the Duan Dong River inheritance. How can he not be powerful? The hall was filled with discussions. The prison clan demon ancestor on the throne muttered hoarsely, "Luo Feng? The humans are so powerful because of the treasures left behind by the ancestors, or because Luo Feng obtained them from the inheritance." At this time, a powerful aura emanated from outside the hall. The entire hall fell silent. Everyone turned to look outside. Even the demon ancestor on the throne looked outside. Boom! An extremely evil aura that made even the masters of the universe tremble turned into a stream of light, directly descending into the great hall before revealing itself. It was a gigantic pitch-black throne, and on the back of the black throne were 18 golden alien skulls. When the black throne landed in the great hall, it quickly transformed, condensing into a black-skinned creature covered in simple armor. But its arms, legs, and feet were exposed. Its head was a skull that did not seem to belong to any known race, and its forehead protruded forward like a scimitar. There were two balls of black flames burning in his eyes. It stood in the middle of the hall, and that formless evil aura was even denser than the evil aura of all the other experts, including the devil ancestor in the hall. Hell King, the universe lords of the jails, all called out respectfully. Hell King. The fiend ancestor looked down from above as he spoke. Devil ancestor. The evil being bowed slightly as well. Hell King was an existence with a special position in the entire demon race. When the primeval universe was just born, the evil land of hell began to give birth to countless living beings. However, in the ancestral mountain of this evil land of hell, a black throne was born. This black throne emanated an endless evil aura. At that time, the prison race beings were still very weak. They all thought that only the strongest among them had the right to sit on that throne. Unexpectedly, this black throne was actually a living being. When this living being became undying, it could automatically change its appearance. What was even stranger was that it naturally had some of the characteristics of a supreme treasure, such as being able to form illusions and supreme treasure domains. In one go, it quickly cultivated to the level of the universe lord, becoming the strongest existence in the prison race. However, after that, it could not improve at all. Other experts of the prison race were born one by one. For example, the devil ancestor was a latecomer, but he also became the ancestor of the entire prison race. However, the devil ancestor still respected the Hell King. In terms of combat power, the Hell King was a peak rank 5 expert. However, it could be said that it was indestructible. It had some of the characteristics of a supreme treasure, or rather, its divine body was similar to a supreme treasure. Precisely because of its complexity, it could reach the level of the universe lord in one go, but was also stuck there, unable to improve no matter what. Hell King, you also received the news? The devil ancestor asked. Yes. The Hell King nodded. This is the greatest opportunity for the prison race. Moreover, since the Broken East River inheritance is an extremely powerful inheritance from the ancient civilization, it must contain a lot of detailed information. I also want to find detailed records of life forms like me from that inheritance and know how I should advance. Amen. The devil ancestor nodded. For this battle, devil ancestor, please instruct me. The Hell King bowed. All right. The devil ancestor was overjoyed. Hell King, you will lead a team to the human territory. According to my estimates, the demon race, the insectoid race, and the automaton race will probably join forces. If the 3 races join forces, it is hard to say if the humans will be able to stop them. Go and observe the battle. If you see that the humans are unable to stop them, immediately inform me. I will lead a team to kill my way over. All right. The Hell King nodded. Due to its life characteristics, it rarely left the prison race territory, and even less went to the cosmic sea. Perhaps the 3 great perilous lands could threaten its life. But the primeval universe? It really wasn't a threat. Crystal race. Within the crystalline temple, the main hall was arranged in a circular pattern. Crystal thrones were spread out, and there were a total of 16 thrones. Just from the arrangement of the thrones, there was no difference in rank. The experts of the crystal race were sitting on the thrones. Each of them had a perfect face. Be it male or female, they could all be said to be perfect. Their bodies were made of crystal and seemed to be the condensation of the essence of the universe. They all had golden eyes in between their brows, and each of them emitted a suppressive aura. They were the noblest existences in the entire crystal race. 15 universe lords, one of the strongest existences in the universe. 2 pieces of news in a row. What do you all think? Sacred Lord, this is an opportunity that my race has been searching for. Since the human race was able to stop the demon race, and even cause them to lose 6 universe lords, it's clear that they've benefited greatly from the inheritance of the ancient civilization, Duan Dong River. This inheritance belongs to our race. Fight! Fight! While the demons, robots, and insectoids have destroyed most of the humans' resistance, our race will join the battle. This is our race's chance. One by one, the Crystal Race Universe Lords were sharing their thoughts. All of them were the same. Fight for the inheritance. All right, since everyone thinks this way, for the glory of our race, for the future of our race, immediately start preparing for battle. Monitor the movements of the three demon races and the humans, and prepare to join the battle at any time. The Crystal Race, Sacred Lord, directly issued a war call. Yes, the Crystal Race Universe Lords were all filled with anticipation and excitement. The various super forces of the primeval universe were all eyeing the humans. They were all willing to start a war against the humans. Firstly, the humans had obtained the inheritance of the broken East River. If they were allowed to grow, they would be a huge threat in the future and should be suppressed as soon as possible. Secondly, all the races wanted to transcend samsara, so they naturally had to force the humans to hand over the inheritance. Thirdly, even if the humans became strong, they were not afraid. This was because they all had small universes as backup bases. Furthermore, so what if the humans had the strength of the Purple Moon's sacred ground and the East Ar's sacred ground? With so many forces attacking the humans, even if the humans became strong in the future, what could they do to them? These three reasons meant that the demon race, bug race, machine race, prison race, crystal race had no worries. One word: fight. The upper echelons of the Nine Regions Alliance were arguing. This is an opportunity. Our Nine Regions Alliance does not have a single strongest expert in the universe. Once we obtain the inheritance of the broken East River, I believe that we, the masters of the universe, will have a greater chance of becoming the strongest in the universe, even transcending samsara. Are all of you willing to sink into oblivion, willing to be annihilated after the three reincarnation eras? If you do not fight, annihilation will be the only outcome. The Flare Emperor roared. Flare Emperor, although you are my good friend, I cannot let my race be annihilated because of this. We all know that you have a grudge with the humans, but you cannot push the entire Nine Regions Alliance to extinction. You know the strength of the human race. The Demon Race team that had Demon Patriarch Jun and Demon Patriarch Dream had lost 6 lords of the universe. If it were the Nine Regions Alliance, even if all of us were to attack, the humans would only need to concentrate their attacks on us, and not many of us would survive. Snatch? How can we snatch without strength? Ju Feng, why are you so cowardly? If you are afraid, you're destined to never achieve anything. Moreover, the human race will be attacked by the major factions. They will not be able to take care of themselves. How can they concentrate their attacks on us? The Flare Emperor said angrily. The Ethereal Peak Alliance was also a second-tier alliance. The entire alliance had a total of 19 universe lords, but their opinions were relatively unified. When a human race is flourishing, it is useless to rely on them. Right now, the human race is in a difficult situation. If our race joins them, the human race will definitely be grateful. Even if they don't pass on some core inheritances to us, once the human race transcends reincarnation in the future and creates the third sacred land universe, it's very normal for them to give our race a place to live in. If the Ethereal Peak Alliance attacks the human race like the other major factions, with our strength, even if we force the humans to hand over the inheritances, we will not have a share. It will be split among the demon race and the other major factions. Right? If we win against those major factions, we will probably have to hand over the inheritances. Relying on the humans is more promising. When the super factions of the primeval universe were eyeing the humans, the second-tier factions were indeed frightened by the terrifying results of the battle between the humans and the demon race. Some wanted to fish in troubled waters, some wanted to watch the battle, and some wanted to join the human camp. Asterisk, asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1306. Automaton Territory. The original plan was for the three races to join forces and capture a group of human lords of the universe. This was to force the human race. But now it seems that with just the strength of the three races, even if they succeeded in the end, they would suffer great losses. It seems that we have to rely on the vassal races. Vassal races. It's impossible for these vassal tribes to fight to the death if there are no benefits for them. There's no other way. The vassal races are inferior to our race. Giving them benefits will be within our control in the future. If we split the inheritance and let the prison race, crystallizer race, astral behemoth race, and other races obtain it, then our race won't have much of an advantage. Yes, the demon race, automaton race, and insectoid race all had vassal races. Just like the humans, they also had vassal races that formed a grand alliance. But at the beginning of the battle, the four-peak races did not use vassal races. This was because if they wanted to send a vassal race out, it was naturally the vassal race's lord of the universe. And these lords of the universe were not fools. They would not willingly become cannon fodder. Without conditions, they would not die for the humans. The three races believed that once they obtained the inheritance, there was no need to share it with the vassal races. But the results of this battle made the three races wary, and they immediately began to gather as much strength as possible. Demon Forefather Dream, Demon Forefather Jun. The results of this battle have already spread. That human is extremely powerful. As for us vassal races, there might only be 2 or 3 lords of the universe in each race. No matter who dies, it will be a disaster for their race. We have no choice but to be cautious. We have 4 conditions. Speak, said Demon Forefather Jun. 1. If we participate in the battle, we must gather together and not be separated. 2. If any of us dies, the demons must treat his race well. The territory of the race cannot be reduced, and foreign experts cannot interfere with the development of the race. 3. After the battle, if we obtain the inheritance of the East Duan River, we do not ask for much. We only ask for information on how to become the strongest in the universe. 4. If the demons can create a sacred land universe in the future, they must leave 10% of the space for us vassal races. It was clear that the vassal tribes had already discussed this, and the conditions they proposed were also carefully considered. They did not dare to ask for too much. Just like the legacy experience, they only asked for the cultivation experience of becoming the strongest in the universe. This was because, to them, as long as the strongest in the universe was born, their race would have a true foundation. All right, I promise you. Ancestor Jin Monster pondered for a moment before he agreed. The demon race, the bug race, and the mechanical race began to offer conditions to rope in their vassal races, allowing the universe lords of their vassal races to join this terrifying war. The human domain was an ordinary habitable planet. It was bustling with activity, with tens of billions of people living on it. Technology was advanced, and skyscrapers towered into the sky. On the rooftop of a skyscraper, a blurry figure gradually condensed and solidified, turning into a man wearing a luxurious purple robe with long silver hair. His face was neither a man nor a woman, and he was incomparably handsome. His eyes shone with specks of starlight, and each speck of starlight seemed to revolve around the universe. With a wave of his hand, 3 figures appeared behind him. One was a tall and sturdy rock life form. One was a cute yellow-furred mutant beast, and the last one was a man whose entire body shimmered like water. Island Master. The 3 experts all called out. Choose a place to stay temporarily. The purple-robed figure looked into the distance, his gaze piercing through the atmosphere, through layers of space-time, and he saw an incomparably huge continent floating in the universe, the headquarters of the virtual universe. The demon race has suffered a loss. This time, the demon race, the bug race, and the mechanical race will definitely give it their all, not daring to slack off at all. However, in secret, my good friends are probably not willing to be left out, and most have probably entered the human domain. Now that giant axe is dead, the greatest foundation of the human race is the primal universe. The purple-robed figure laughed lightly. And from the primal universe to the primal universe, we rely on the universe passage. This universe passage was built by the primal ancestor when he was still alive. Now that the primal universe has been suppressed forever, he can no longer build another universe passage. The passage connecting the primal universe to the primal universe is incomparably important. If the passage is destroyed, then from the primal universe to the primal universe, the human race will have to rely on the universe Lord to transport them. From what I know, there are a total of 2 passages between the primal universe and the primal universe. One is in the virtual universe headquarters, the other is in the primal region. According to the level of defense, the first battle will be in the virtual universe headquarters. The second battle will also be the final battle. It will be in the primal region. The purple robe figure said softly, in the entire primal universe, even if the 9 great powers added up, they wouldn't be much stronger than the strongest warriors of the solo universe. And this group of strongest warriors naturally had their own plans in the face of this huge storm. Clearly, the shocking results of the first battle of the human race had caused these solitary powerhouses to ponder over their next course of action. Human domain, primal region. Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Pengong Lord, the 3 of them sat together, drinking wine. The demon race, the automaton race. They haven't made a move yet. Darkness Lord fiercely put down his wine glass, saying seriously, when the battle started before, the 3 races all made their moves. We went to battle the demon race. Who would have thought they would all retreat? This retreat has already been half a month, yet there's still no movement. Pengong Lord shook his head and smiled. The results of our first battle, it made the 3 races feel pressured. The moment the news spread, the other races knew. Since that's the case, the bug race, demon race, and automaton race naturally don't have to fight for time. Luo Feng nodded. Right, in the quick battles before, the 3 races wanted to destroy us and succeed in one fell swoop. Now that there's no hope, naturally they'll be more stable. They don't want to give everything to the other races. Right, the other races. Darkness Lord creased his eyebrows. It's not just the other races. They're also the strongest warriors of the solo universe. Luo Feng put down his wine glass too. The primal ancestor told us, according to his surveillance, there should be a few strongest warriors of the universe within our human domain right now. However, there's no movement. They're probably the strongest warriors of the solo universe. The strongest warriors of the solo universe. Pengong Lord and Darkness Lord creased their eyebrows too. They were terrifying beings. The virtual universe surveillance, to be forced to retreat, only the strongest warriors of the universe could do that. With that, they could easily monitor the news. Like before, the primal ancestor was too lazy to monitor anything. And now it concerned the fate of humanity. Naturally, he had to monitor and understand the movements of the various powers of the primal universe. Luckily, the results of the previous battle have improved the environment for our race. Right now, there are already many powers that have come to join us. Luo Feng said softly. Pengong Lord laughed too. Misty Peak Alliance, Thorn Ring Alliance, these 2 stronger powers. And there are even weaker powers, the various random races, etc. Since they dare to join us, they at least have a universe lord. Right now, the total number of universe lords that have joined us has reached 92. The situation is much better. Darkness Lord nodded. Before the first battle, even the vassal races of the Great Alliance, the universe lords were all very crafty. They wouldn't easily die for humanity. They were worried that humanity didn't have the strength to resist. Even if they charged, they would just be sending themselves to their deaths. Hence, before the first battle, humanity didn't even invite the universe lords from the vassal races. However, it was different now. The results of the first battle had given the vassal races of the Great Alliance some peace of mind. At least they still had the strength to fight. The Great Alliance itself, along with the 92 universe lords that had joined them. Even though compared to the allied army, we are still weak. But we already have the strength to fight. Luo Feng emphasized, according to my calculations, the demon automaton, bug, prison, and crystal races, these 5 races will probably all attack us. Right now, in this battle, the most important ones are the Northern Border Alliance, Ancestral God Religion, Space Beast Alliance, and the strongest warriors of the solo universe. If any of these powers can stand on our side, then our chances of victory will increase. The Northern Border Alliance leader is the strongest warrior of the solo universe. Without his help, the Northern Border Alliance probably won't even have the strength to fight. The main thing is up to him. Darkness Lord side, Ancestral God Religion, and Space Beast Alliance. It's hard to predict their attitudes. These two powers have always been stronger. Stronger? Facing the temptation of transcending the reincarnation cycle, can they still be stronger? Pung Worker Lord said with disdain, the Ancestral God Religion may seem powerful now, with the universe laws supporting them. However, the moment this reincarnation era ends, they'll have to leave the primal universe. When that time comes, without the primal universe's support, the Ancestral God Religion's strength will definitely drop greatly. That group of universe lords and the three ancestral gods, won't they consider transcending the reincarnation cycle? And the Space Beast Alliance, that old beast god is vicious. We have to be careful. If they have the heart to help us humans, they should have contacted us first. However, they haven't made a move at all. Luo Feng frowned too. Right. Relying on the first battle, it made some of the weaker powers and random races willing to take a gamble and stand on the human side. However, the true, absolute powers, none of them helped humanity. Even the strongest warriors of the universe didn't help humanity. Humanity's disadvantage was still huge. While Luo Feng, Darkness Lord, and Pung Worker Lord were discussing, Luo Feng suddenly flipped his hand and a tag appeared. Darkness Lord and Pung Worker Lord looked at Luo Feng. Luo Feng revealed a look of glee, looking up at Darkness Lord and Pung Worker Lord. Darkness, Pung Worker, I still have something to do. If this is done well, it'll be of great help to this battle. If there's anything urgent, contact me directly through the virtual universe. All right, go. Darkness Lord said. Help. Hurry and go. Pung Worker urged. Luo Feng immediately stood up, overjoyed within. The moment huge axe fell, he contacted his teacher Mountain Passenger. And now, he had finally come to the human domain to meet him. If you like this work, please come Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1307. Human Territory, Earth. Luo Feng used the God Country's teleportation and swiftly arrived on Earth. Even though Mountain Passenger had arrived in the human territory, he didn't go to the primal region. After all, the primal region was heavily guarded, and there was a large group of universe lords gathered there. Even Mountain Passenger wouldn't be able to sneak in without anyone noticing. Yangzhou City, Luo family. Luo Feng appeared within his own residence. Right now, there were only a few guards stationed within the residence. As for the main members of the Luo family, they had long left for the primal universe. Teacher, Luo Feng turned fiercely and looked towards the northeast. He could feel the energy emitting from that direction. He immediately walked over. Even though there were guards within the residence, when Luo Feng walked past them, they couldn't see him at all, nor did they notice him. After a while, Luo Feng entered a large garden filled with birdsong and fragrant flowers. This was the place where the people of the Luo family usually enjoyed the scenery. There were many precious flowers and plants from all over the universe. They were of all colors and shapes, beautiful beyond compare. There were also many cute birds and flying animals. The mountain-sitting guest was bending down and playing with a little bird with blue and purple feathers. Teacher, Luo Feng walked over and shouted, "Your garden is not bad." Mountain Traveler bent down to play with the bird. At the same time, he said, "They must have invited a real master to set this up. It's so comfortable. It seems like having power is really different. You don't even need to give an order, and countless talented creatures will work for you. However, I'm alone and have no power at all. Looks like I'll have to find a power to be the Alliance leader or something." Luo Feng laughed. "If Teacher were to join the Great Alliance, your position, what? You want me to be the Alliance leader?" Mountain Passenger looked at Luo Feng and teased. "You humans are willing to take me as your leader?" Luo Feng laughed awkwardly. How could that be? The human race was the pinnacle of races. No pinnacle of races would take an outsider as their leader. The pride in their bones definitely wouldn't allow humans to do that. At most, they would let Mountain Passenger have the highest position. However, the true power would definitely not be in his hands. I can't even be. Mountain Passenger shook his head. Right now, your human race is in a precarious situation. You're the target of everyone. Those who want to deal with you humans are countless in the primal universe. For me to join the Great Alliance now, would I be stupid? Teacher, Luo Feng said seriously. You're right. This time our human race is indeed in a precarious situation. We're the target of everyone. We're in dire need of outside help. I wonder if it's possible for Teacher to join the human camp? The Mountain Passenger turned around and walked towards a dark green stone chair not too far away. He directly sat down and said loudly, Luo Feng, I said before that you have to forge your own path as a powerful fighter. I can't help you with anything. Just like the last time you fell in the ninth abyss, I helped you because there was no telling how long you would be trapped there. Of course, I'm only helping you. As for the human race, what does that have to do with me? I don't care if the human race rises or falls. With your current strength, there is no longer any danger in the primeval universe. Furthermore, you have the Star Tower and the Tomb Boat. It would be difficult for you to die, even if you wanted to. If that's the case, Teacher has even less reason to interfere, Sitting Mountain Passenger said. Luo Feng was stunned. This rejection was too clear. Luo Feng thought that since Teacher Mountain Passenger came here, there should be hope. Teacher, Luo Feng opened his mouth. There's no need to say anything else. I won't join your human camp, and I won't get involved in this mess, Mountain Passenger said directly. There's no need to say anything else. Luo Feng was helpless. I'm here this time. Mountain Passenger looked at Luo Feng. It was you who sent me a message last time, telling me that you obtained a drop of god blood. It should be the blood of an ancient warrior. It has an extremely powerful willpower attack. You want me to help you make a treasure? Luo Feng nodded. Yes, the willpower attack of this drop of god blood can be spread out in all directions. I want to restrict the willpower attack of the god blood in one direction. That way, the willpower attack will definitely be a level stronger. I wonder if Teacher can do that? Back then, I promised to refine a supreme treasure for you every time you killed a master of the universe, said Feng Lin. Mountain Passenger smiled. I heard that during the battle between the human race and the demon race, you killed a demon universe lord. Hence I'm here. Luo Feng didn't know whether to laugh or cry. My God, his teacher was actually still holding on to this promise. Looks like he had returned to the primeval universe long ago. However, he didn't come. When the news spread, he found out that this disciple of his had killed a universe lord. Only then did he arrive. Let me see the god blood first. Mountain Passenger said. Yes, however, let's enter the space layer first. The willpower is too strong to prevent harming the humans of Earth. Luo Feng said. If he took out a drop of god blood, the entire human race on Earth would probably be wiped out in an instant. After all, even a universe lord would be in so much pain. How could normal humans withstand it? All right, Mountain Passenger flashed, and a space crack appeared beside him. He entered it. Luo Feng too entered it. Within the space crack, majestic, countless space shards. Luo Feng and Mountain Passenger appeared one after another. Teacher, please look. With a flip of Luo Feng's hand, a tomb boat appeared out of thin air above his palm. It gradually grew until it became a boat that was about 10 meters long. The drop of God's blood gradually appeared from within the tomb boat. It appeared on the surface of the tomb boat and was being supported by the tomb boat. This was a crystal red drop of blood, its surface surrounded by layers of thick black light. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Waves of powerful willpower spread in all directions. Luo Feng and Mountain Guest, who were at the side, were naturally affected as well. However, Luo Feng could easily withstand the impact, let alone Mountain Guest. God blood. Mountain Passenger nodded in admiration. Such a miraculous item is extremely rare. You actually managed to get it. Luck, Luo Feng said. You need luck and power. Otherwise, without willpower, you won't even be able to get close to the god blood. And from what I see, Normal treasures won't be able to withstand the god blood. Normal godly powers won't be able to get close to it either. Mountain Passenger smiled. Just collecting this god blood is enough to make many warriors helpless. Luo Feng was immediately filled with respect. It was too powerful. He hadn't even studied it in detail, and he had already said so much. Teacher, do you have any ideas? Luo Feng asked. You want to use this god blood to create a treasure to restrict the willpower attack. Mountain Passenger nodded. Actually, if I spend enough materials and time, I have a chance of using it to create a powerful treasure. Of course, that would take a lot of time, and there's a high chance of failure. Powerful treasure. Luo Feng was shocked, but he still said, I only need a treasure that can restrict the willpower attack. Yes, the mountain traveler said, for you humans, a will attack can sweep away all experts below the will of the strongest expert in the universe. In this war, it's even more useful than a supreme treasure. Actually the core of this treasure is the god blood. What I need to do is to restrict the willpower. This is much easier than creating a top-tier treasure. It's not hard for me to create it. The price is low and the time is short. I can complete it within 3 days. As for the materials, they aren't that valuable. I have a lot of them. This time, I'll pay for them. Luo Feng was immediately overjoyed. He said, Teacher, I have a total of 2 drops of god blood here. I wonder if Teacher can help me create these 2 drops? Mountain Passenger froze. Luo Feng smiled. Ever since he returned with the White Wing, he had used his high contribution points to exchange for large amounts of precious materials for the White Wing to swallow. As the White Wing swallowed the materials, the injuries on it recovered slightly. During the recovery process, it once again got rid of a pool of blood. That pool of blood too formed a drop of god blood. Right now, he had 2 drops of god blood. During the war with the demon race before, the tomb boat carried 1 drop of god blood. The Star Tower, too, carried 1 drop of god blood. Wishful thinking. Mountain Passenger shook his head. I've said before, if you kill a universe lord, I'll help you create a treasure. This is your first time. The materials aren't that valuable. I'll pay for them. Do you want me to make 2? Wait until you kill another universe lord. Teacher, Luo Feng said. During the demon race battle, I killed 1 on the spot and used the tomb boat to take in 3. Those 3 are all dead now. That counts as my kill. Dead? They died in the primal universe, right? Mountain Passenger shook his head. It doesn't count. I borrowed the primal universe's suppression to kill them. It doesn't count as your kill. Luo Feng was speechless. All right, this is the only treasure. The others are useless. Any more nonsense, and I won't even help you with this. Mountain Passenger said. Luo Feng could only lower his head and agree. Mountain Guest then took out his Cyan Mountain. When the drop of God's blood landed on the Cyan Mountain, it was quickly guided into the interior of the Cyan Mountain. 3 days later, I'll give you the treasure. Mountain Passenger said and left. Teacher, Luo Feng said, I've obtained the inheritance of the Duan Dong River. Teacher, the inheritance of the Duan Dong River? Mountain Passenger turned and looked at Luo Feng. What? Can you see how to escape from the reincarnation under the laws of the origin? Luo Feng was stunned. I can't. Since you can't, then it's useless. Mountain Passenger shook his head. In terms of crafting treasures, I dare say I'm number 1 in the entire universe. Unless it's information about escaping from the reincarnation, it's useless to me. I'm only 1 step away. How to break through that step? Luo Feng blinked. Damn, he had wanted to tell his teacher about the inheritance of the Duan Dong River. He didn't expect Mountain Passenger to be so disdainful. When you reach my level, you'll know that at this final step, all the experience and information are useless. Mountain Passenger exclaimed. Just like your primal Chaos City leader teacher, he's probably stuck at this final step. Only by breaking through can he become the strongest in the universe. At this point, the training experience you've obtained is useless to him. Cultivation experience is only useful to those who have yet to cultivate to the limit, and to those who have cultivated to the limit but do not know the path. It is useless to me. Also, Even though it's useless to me, in the primal universe, I'm afraid none of the other beings have reached the limits of the universe's strongest. Even the fallen huge axe was very strong. However, he hasn't reached the limits of the universe's strongest. Only the ancestor back then reached the limit. If he wasn't suppressed, he might be able to escape from the reincarnation now. Mountain Passenger stared at Luo Feng seriously. Those lone warriors all desire to escape the reincarnation. Hence, you have to be careful of them. Even the old beast god and the 3 elder gods who are on good terms with you. You have to be careful too. Yes. Luo Feng's heart tightened. Haha. As for me, I'll just be a spectator. Mountain Passenger laughed loudly. After which, he disappeared within the endless space storm. Luo Feng stood in the distance, quietly thinking for a while. Luo Feng remained on Earth, quietly waiting. 3 days later, Mountain Passenger returned with the treasures he successfully crafted. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1308. Luo Feng sat in the garden with a colorful crystal ball in his hand. There were circles of colors on the crystal ball, and those circles finally gathered at one point. At first glance, it looked like an eyeball. And this peculiar crystal ball was the treasure his teacher left behind when he came. Teacher Mountain Passenger really didn't want to get involved. After giving me this treasure, he immediately left. Luo Feng shook his head helplessly. When Mountain Passenger arrived, he said a few words before running over and throwing the crystal ball to Luo Feng, saying, "Leave your life imprint on it, and it'll recognize you as its owner. Don't speak. Don't even think of pulling me into your human camp. Remember, if you want me to help you craft a treasure, then according to the promise from before, kill a universe lord, and I'll help you craft a treasure. Of course, this is only a promise from your night level. Once you become a universe lord, the requirements will be much higher." With just this sentence, he immediately teleported and ignored Luo Feng. Luo Feng was helpless. This crystal ball. Luo Feng looked at the crystal ball in his hand. A thread of God energy touched the crystal ball, and the life imprint was easily imprinted on it, easily recognizing it as its owner. It really is teacher's product. There's no information at all. Luo Feng smiled. Treasures from primordial stars would usually receive detailed information after recognizing them as their owner. However, treasures made by his teacher were different. It purely depended on Mountain Passenger's mood. If he was in a good mood or felt the need, he might leave behind detailed information within. Otherwise, there would be no information at all. However, it's simple. Luo Feng familiarized himself with the crystal ball and understood how to use it. There is only one engraving on the crystal ball. It was used to control the crystal ball. With just a little control, the god's blood will power would shoot out from the pupil of the crystal ball. If one stopped controlling it, it would close. In terms of difficulty, even a universe lord would be able to control it well. It's a very simple treasure. Luo Feng exclaimed, if not for the drop of god blood inside, this treasure itself would definitely be the lowest common treasure. However, with a drop of god blood as the core, it's completely different. Since it's like an eyeball and the core is a drop of ancient god blood, then I'll call it the ancient god eye. Luo Feng decided on name. The most precious treasure, ancient god eye. It was a treasure whose grade was hard to determine. Its threat to the strongest experts in the universe was negligible, but its threat to the masters of the universe was close to destruction. In a war between races, its importance would even surpass that of a supreme treasure. Whoosh! After acquiring the ancient god eye, Luo Feng immediately left Earth and returned to the primal region. Overlord! Overlord! Luo Feng walked through the palaces. Everywhere he passed, the universe knights, undyings, and sector lords all bowed respectfully. War! Luo Feng scanned his surroundings. Even though he couldn't see the other universe lords with his naked eyes, he could feel their powerful energies. Right now, within the primal region Primal Chaos City Leader's Palace, there was indeed a large group of universe lords gathered. All of them were preparing for the upcoming battle. Luo Feng, in the distance, a silhouette walked out of main palace. It was the primal Chaos City leader in a golden robe. This was the city leader's main battle body. Teacher, Luo Feng went up and bowed. You've come here to find me? The primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Feng. One couldn't blame the city leader for specially coming out, because humanity was currently facing an unprecedented crisis, and the primal Chaos City leader's main palace was the core, controlling the entire situation. Things like welcoming the powers that came over and arranging for them were all handled by the city leader. Usually no one would come here to disturb the city leader for no reason. Yes, Luo Feng nodded. Teacher, that god blood with a willpower attack has already been modified into a treasure. That drop of god blood? Modified into a treasure? The primal Chaos City leader was shocked and immediately overjoyed. Regarding the god blood, only Luo Feng, Darkness, Pengong, and Primal Chaos knew about it. Maybe Primal Chaos told the ancestors too, and the other universe lords of humanity didn't know about it at first. They only found out about it after the war. You invited the craftsman god lord, or a mountain traveler? The Primal Chaos City leader couldn't help but ask. Mountain traveler. Luo Feng didn't hide it. Some secrets couldn't be revealed when he was weak. However, now that his strength was different, his position was different too. In the past, he didn't dare reveal it because he was afraid of being surrounded and robbed. However, now, what did Luo Feng have to fear? Your home Earth was created by this powerful being. I've long guessed that you and Mountain Traveler have some connection. The Primal Chaos City leader couldn't help but say. You invited him to create a treasure, but did you invite him to help us humans? I did, but it's useless. Luo Feng shook his head. No wonder. The Primal Chaos City leader shook his head and sighed. Right now on our human side, we don't even have a single strongest warrior in the universe. Our side is at an absolute disadvantage. With Mountain Traveler's personality that doesn't want to lose out, why would he come in? After mentioning it briefly, the Primal Chaos City leader didn't bring it up again. Right? How powerful is the treasure? The Primal Chaos City leader asked. Luo Feng smiled. Willpower below the strongest warrior level in the universe. Nothing can withstand it. Before, the drop of god blood that was released in all directions could only be blocked by the universe lord's limit willpower. However, now, it was a level higher. Only the universe's strongest willpower could withstand it. Good. The Primal Chaos City leader revealed an excited expression. That's great. With this treasure, at least 90% of the enemy universe lords won't be of much use. Who knows, we might even be able to capture some of the enemy universe lords. This treasure is even more useful than the strongest treasures. Luo Feng nodded. This treasure has the ability to change the tides of this war. Hence I came to tell my teacher. I'll think carefully about how to deal with the upcoming war. The Primal Chaos City leader nodded. All right, hurry and go train. The moment you become a universe lord, then the pressure on us humans will be greatly reduced. Understood. Luo Feng immediately left. In truth, Luo Feng's god energy body had always been within the training space of the inheritance space. In an environment where time flowed 10,000 times faster, he constantly trained and studied. His golden space laws had long reached the final bottleneck, just lacking a bit of inspiration or some sort of comprehension before he could step into the Universe Lord level. The moment he reached the Universe Lord level, the Masha Clansman, Blood Ocean body, would also have Pinnacle Level 6 strength. At that time, Luo Feng's 4 bodies would have Pinnacle Level 6 strength, and the strongest of the universe didn't have a body, only their true body, a Pinnacle Level 6 strength. Hence, this was also the reason why the Primal Chaos City leader had been waiting for Luo Feng to break through to Universe Lord level. In the training space of the inheritance space, a day outside is equivalent to 30 years inside. This bottleneck, at most a few dozen eras, at least a few decades, or even immediately breaking through. Luo Feng was anxious too. However, breaking through the bottleneck wasn't something that could be rushed. Wanted to find a moment of inspiration and inspiration. Demon race, territory, a barren starry sky in the periphery. Darkness, silence. Rumble. Within the endless golden light, a huge purple ball god, country, teleported over. After which, a jade green light lit up in another area and a huge ship appeared. In the distance within the white light, a black oval appeared too. Dream T, vibration horn, Empress, machine, for thoughts interacted. After which, the huge purple ball, the ancient ship, and the black oval all flew out silhouettes simultaneously. Very quickly, silhouettes with powerful auras spread throughout the space. The ones with the largest physiques were the four strongest. There was a coiled silver serpent, a mutated beast with a huge sawtooth shell beside it, and a beautiful insectoid queen with thin cicada wings floating in midair. Beautiful and enchanting insectoid queen mothers surrounded her, and there were even more vassal lords of the universe around her. Even further away, 9 eyes appeared on the huge black oval sphere. He was the machine race's godfather. There were also many machine race lords of the universe and vassal race lords of the universe scattered around. According to our 3 races plan, demon ancestor Zhun's voice resounded. Among our 3 races, Empress, you have the absolute treasure palace. Our 3 races have brought a total of 112 masters of the universe this time, and 80 of them are inside your supreme treasure. Their combined attack will be the most powerful attack we can muster. The demon race and the machine race will each protect 16 lords of the universe. All right, now let's distribute them. Since the 3 races had already discussed this, they naturally distributed them very quickly. This war was the largest in the primeval universe's history, and it involved the most factions. While some factions sided with the humans, there were even more factions that believed that the humans would lose. These factions did not dare to attack alone. Some hesitated, while others sided with the bug race, demon race, and automaton race. For example, the prison race, crystal race, galactic beast alliance, ancestral god sect, Northern Border Alliance. Because there had been no movement, they naturally did not side with the humans. As such, the demon race, bug race, and automaton race all had vassal races, and they already had more than 80 universe lords. This time, there were close to 80 people who had defected to the 3 races. They had left the lords of the universe that their races could not afford to lose, as well as some of the factions that had defected to them as hostages in the various small universes. Hence this expedition. The 3 races had a total of 4 universe strongest experts and 112 universe lords. This time, our 3 race alliance will move together. The voice of the black elliptical sphere reverberated in the ears and minds of every lord of the universe. Moreover, many races have joined, and the only ones with peak combat power in the human camp are the Lord of Darkness, the Milky Way Overlord, and the Lord of Pungong. My automaton race alone can deal with the Darkness Lord and Pungong leader. Even though that Luo Feng is powerful, leaving him to the Empress is enough. The Bug Empress nodded in the distance. Other than that, Demon Ancestor Zhun and Demon Ancestor Dream will lead 112 Lords of the Universe to wipe out the human camp. We have the absolute advantage. This war with the humans must be won in one go. The automaton race's godfather said. Kill. The automaton race, bug race, and demon race's warriors immediately roared. Kill. The vassal tribes roared as well. Kill. In the entire space, be it flesh and blood life forms, rock life forms, metal life forms, or AI life forms, they all roared. This was a war for the fate of their races. Advance human territory. The automaton race's godfather roared. If you like this work, please come Achidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation.